buddy is Dotterat. It's fine. So I'll just finish this. And, yeah, I was gonna do Master Duel, but might as well just finish this. I have my reasons for wanting to finish this. Like, not the game itself, but this case. I have my reasons for the other thing. But I think I can squeeze in the M1 climb in between worlds, but we'll figure it out. Like, it's just the next day is going to be tricky. And I figure I just want to... I'll just give myself a chance to rest. So this is the easiest cooldown game. Like, I think I only have 4 hours left of this case. And then I'll go to sleep at a reasonable time. Then I'll wake up, do my job. And then right after is Worlds. My buh squeeze. Indeed, my buh. This is what male peak perform... Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's so tiny. Okay, dude. Okay, all right. So we're in the middle of this case. I think we have 4 hours left. Hold on, let me grab something. That jersey does not fit him. Oh my god, poor Team Sam. I've also seen, like, a couple photos of, like, what they're eating at Worlds. Someone got a Hamburg steak. That looked pretty good. Like, little steak with gravy and mushrooms and on top of rice and cheese. A little bit of veggies. The one I shared on Discord looked pretty basic. I'm like, bruh, I want the Hamburg steak. Booba. Sorry, I'm kind of stalling, but let's get into it. Okay, I forgot what I was doing here. Okay. We talked to Lotta. Team Samix, scuba. I need him to scuba, bruh. No one's gonna tell him to. I need my bud to scuba. So what were they talking about, though? Heart statement. What was the statement? I think I tried this before. Is there a Pack Scuba? I don't think so, but Pack also doesn't stream that often. Scuba than the Happy Dancy Cat? Yeah. Where's Lotta's statement? This is so weird to split up these cases. Observations. Oh, she has some connection to the... She has some connection to the ringleader, which was this guy. Oh my god. 30. Thank you for the 30 stream streak. Thank you, Festa. Could be the identity of the ringleader's real scoop here. They were wearing a mask with a voice changer touch, correct? Yup, and a lily white suit with a pretty magenta flower. Man, Gotta find out more, or this story's dead. Always manage to get a story one way or another, it seems. What's so wrong with that, huh? Chasing leads takes time, and taking pictures costs money. And a day without pay is a day without dinner. Ooh, I can feel my belly grumbling now. You're so sure to scoop in this. I'm sure you can hold out a little longer. Okay, that did not help at all. Oh my god. It's literally the exact same dialogue I just read. Did we already, okay, nothing. Okay, I guess we haven't investigated this. I don't believe, what the fuck you? Oh my god. I don't believe there's anything to investigate here. Oh my god. Oh, box, okay. Scientifically speaking, I'd say this looks like some kind of wooden icebox. Yeah, the chains are probably to stop the cold air from escaping. I don't mean to contradict you, Emma, but isn't this just a box for storing clothes in? Why is there chains, though? The wood is imbued with a natural repellent that keeps moths away. Oh, yeah, sure. Guess you could look at it that way, too. And keeping your clothes chilled would be nice for the summer, right? Still not prepared to let go of that particular part of your hypothesis, I see. But there's, like, chains. This is how he talks IRL to business people? A bunch of trophies and oh, look, somebody's left a walkie-talkie here. Looks to me like it was put there deliberately. Rather like it's on display, to be honest. Hey, there are batteries in here too. It could be useful. Let's take it with us. Nobody will mind if we use it for a little while, will they? I can take it to the police station afterward. Someone's starting to sound like a searching great thief. Oh my god. That thing's ugly. Whoa, that's one heck of a desk. I wonder who it would belong to. There are 4 male figures acting as legs holding up the tabletop in the center. It's hideously cringy. It doesn't even have the good decency to be camp enough to loop back around. Wow. Okay, Edgeworth, dude. Is this from one of your old cases too, Mr. Edgeworth? No, I can't think of anyone related to any of my investigations with such ostentatiously awful taste. At least, I don't think there was. Maybe it is the logic. Oh my god, I should have just done that. If the storeroom was the actual scene of the crime, then you'd expect the body to have been up here at some point as well. Well, yeah, but think to what Miss Hart told us about how the customers left the auction. Do you remember? Of course, they came up from downstairs, back through the storeroom, and... Exactly, the killer would have had to hide the body in order to avoid its discovery. The question is, where did they hide it? Emma, if you wouldn't mind putting your skills to work for me now? I'd love to. You just say what you need, and I'll get right on it. Very well. Then I'd like you to check for blood residue. A luminol test, in other words. Sure thing. Prepare to witness the power of science. Emma's the cutie? Yeah. I think her outfit in this game is kind of, like, over... there's too much going on. Is that what she looks like in Rise from the Ashes? She has, like, 5 billion accessories here. Ashes. She had like a bow on, and yeah, she does not look like this. It's probably the cap. I'm gonna be honest. It's probably the cap. I'm just like, I don't. I've never seen somebody's eyes actually sparkle with anticipation before. Alright, how about we test the ladder over there first? Based on Miss Hart's picture. The other person in the red raincoat was about to climb it and make their escape. Which means there's a high chance of a positive result. Test an area, just press space. That'll spray a little luminol on it. And if it happens to land on some blood, you'll see it react like this. Ugh. It still feels super raw to see it just appear like that. Anyway, that's a positive. but it's still faint. Spraying it a couple more times should be enough to really make it stand out. Yeah, that brought it out nicely and made it feel that much more real. Anyway, I think you got the gist of how to look for blood traces now, right? I'm sure there's still some more to be found. Why don't you give it a try? Are these like handprints? Not handprints, but like residue left over from blood on their hands? And that's how it's done. Take a good look around and see if you can find some other places to test with luminol. Okay, this would look suspicious as fuck, okay? Emma was onto something. You want to test there? Just spray some luminol on any place suspicious. Yeah. See? Oh my god. Fucking Edgeworth, shut the fuck up. Let the goat hypothesize. Mr. Edgeworth, blood! But how could it have gotten there? Bruh. Maybe somebody put something with blood in there. Why? Like, they probably chained them so they couldn't escape. Okay, this looks like easy logic here. There are still places we haven't tested yet. Let's see what else we can find. Here. What? We can't logic yet? Bruh. You want to test there? Yeah, this looks pretty open. Oh. Dude, this is a sloppy... We've got a positive. There's blood here, but how come? Probably because this is where the murder was actually committed, I'd say. Ooh, looks like some of it dripped through the floor below, too. I think that's all the blood there is to be... How do you know that? Alright, then that concludes this phase. I know they gamified it, so you know you made progress, but still. Okay, it's logic time. Blood in the clothes box can only mean one thing. That is where the body was hidden. I'm certain of it. Wonder who won the box in the auction. I haven't the foggiest. Still, it's a very helpful discovery. Now you just hold your horses there. There's no way the body could have been in there. Oh, is it because she was hiding there? What do you mean? I took a look at that there box when I first got in here. Looked to be just about the perfect size for a little hide-and-go-seek if the need arose. Are you puffing your doobie everywhere for clues? Yes. It's a well-known investigation technique. Maybe it would have been if I could have opened it. But it was wrapped in chains and locked up tight. And I ain't no escape-apologist. The murder happened just a little after I scoped it out. So can't nobody have put no body in there. What do you mean? You couldn't even open it. Wrapped in chains and locked up tight, you say? That's odd. Because it doesn't look to be wrapped in chains any longer. Huh? Well, slap my head and call me silly. Could have swore it was, though. I think we've examined all we can now. It was taught by ancient Tibetan monks. Yes. That's the answer for everything. Great. Time to see what's waiting down below. Shaking a leg already, are we, Miles? Okie dokie. Hey, K-Meister. Yes, Mr. Fender. We're about ready to move out, so I want you to stick with me, okay? Can't have you getting lost. Of course. I'll be sure to stay close. When did those two start getting along so well? Okay, there was optional dialogue we probably skipped. What the hell? Why is this here? Why is this here? What? Mr. Edgeworth. Give me a second. Can we get a Murakuma scuba? This room. We see the bit, everyone? Don't worry. People... This is the auction room. No, this is the committee chamber. Yeah, yeah. Way to drop right into my lap, Kay Faraday. You've got real guts, I'll give you that. Arrest her, men. Arrest her right now. Wait, but she's... As for the rest of the riffraff, throw them out into the streets where they belong. You can't do this. This is going way overboard. Yeah, what'd she say? Miles, this isn't looking good, I gotta say. See how the blinding light... Oh, I didn't see that. See how the blinding light of justice shines on me? Yeah! Yeah! Yowie! Okay, why did Gumshoe get whipped? What did I do? You have to forgive me. I meant to hit a certain cowardly ex-prosecutor. You weren't aiming for him. You were aiming straight at me. Something keeps getting in my way. Something... Yeah! Right there. Francisca. So, what are you doing here, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor? I still believe Kay to be innocent. When we're supposed to care what you believe, you no longer have the right to have an opinion. The go, Francisca? Yeah, she's pretty goated. I am Francisca von Karma, and I have no intention of stopping here or now. But you chose to stop by giving up your badge. And so, our game has already come to an end. So I imagine someone died here, and then that's where the majority of the blood got spilled. And then they carried the body up to the storeroom. But this is so weird. Why? How is there a lift? My badge was an obstacle to proceeding along the road I've chosen. I haven't stopped. I've simply cleared the way ahead. And now I'm free to follow that road, all the way to the truth. So don't you think for a second that my conviction has changed. I'm every bit as dedicated as everyone. Okay, but she's just saying that, like, whatever you say, no one's gonna give a shit. That's... Edward's like, I'm just gonna talk, use my logic. Surely that's gonna convince everyone. Seem to think you know what lies at the end of this road to the truth. In that case, I demand that you show me. I'll explain my current theory first, and if your road fails to lead anywhere, my whip will happily guide it. The victim used her keycard and entered this chamber with her killer. She was then stabbed with candelabrum by the culprit and subsequently died as a result. We know the identity of the murderer, thanks to the letter she exchanged with the victim. We know the location of the murder is here in the committee's trial chamber. The blood on the floor of this room proves my theory. Game, set, and match, Miles George. QED. Am I bound to grind on Holodori? Alright. Enjoy Holodori. Thank you for dropping by. He seems pretty confident, huh? Sorry, I'm chewing. She doesn't lack the courage of her convictions, that's for certain. And I gotta say, I could dig that vibe. I could even give her a no hard feel. Eee! Pathetic. Well, Miles, do you think you can bring my case crashing down around my ears? If you really have found the road to truth, perhaps you'd be so kind as to point me toward it. I'll be very happy to. Settle in, Francisco. I'm about to pave that road with I hate this word. Incontrovertible evidence. I can't talk fast and read that word. Okay. Stabbed with a candelabrum with cope and subsequently died as a result. You know the identity of the murderer thanks to the letters she exchanged with the victim. Let me see those letters again. Be sure you get your precious thing back, Rosie. Pass by X for doobie drops. Oh! Yeah, thank you so much. Oh my god, I see the... Okay, thank you. Oh my god! This is looks so good. I'm not gonna implement it right now, but next time I finish this, oh my god, this looks so good. Thank you so much, Nevion. Oh Jesus, I don't even know. I don't have any words to describe this. Look. Oh god. Okay, I'll. Here, I'll just. That is so good. Okay, it's like the extra detail is like what I appreciate. Oh my god. You know what? Maybe I can. Okay, okay. If you guys give me a moment, then. It might take just a minute. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. Give me a second. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right. How do I do this? If this like gets destroyed, if this fucks everything up, that's all. That's I'll do my best. Okay. Give me a second. This is good. Okay. Oh my gosh, this looks really good. Okay. Let me see if this works. Oh my god, though. Okay. How do I make it my active model? Oh. Did it work? Okay, but I need renders. Ah! Okay, I'll just stick with this for now. I'll figure out the renders later. Because I just straight up downloaded them. Hold on, let me respond. All right, hold on. Hold on, I need to take care of this. All right. Give me some. All right, cool. Ah! Okay, the Fugi does kind of block though because of the white. It's okay. It's in PNG. What you mean? Oh, it's just like the white part. I might have downloaded them wrong, which is why the white part is. But don't worry, if it's too much, then don't. Oh, yeah, okay, I see. Thank you, okay. That's what I meant, the background, yeah. Okay, I'm still trying to figure this out. But yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Dun, 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 dun. We don't know. Okay, I'm not sure on this one. Have you managed to prove conclusively that the letter found on the victim was sent by K? I wasn't aware that there was any doubt on that front. Are you suggesting it was a forgery? Well, if there was any doubt, there isn't any longer. Document analysis turned up nothing. Nothing to suggest the involvement of anyone other than the sender and the recipient, or of any forgery. Including that the found K's prints? No, only the victims. Well then, how can you say for sure that K did the deed? Haven't you been listening? Document analysis found nothing to suggest the letter was a forgery. Face it, the letter was sent by K Faraday. A fact that more than adequately proves the identity of the murderer. Okay. Go check? Okay, don't worry, I see. Okay. Ah! Dude, I really appreciate that extra touch you added, you know? I never would have thought of that. Alright, I think I'll update it then. Ba. Yippee! It should work now. Hold on. Yoo! Ah, it's black now. Did I save it correctly? Open image, a new tab. Yeah, I'm not sure. It looks like the background's there. Still. It's okay. All right. We know the location of the murders here in the committee's trial chamber. Oh, we don't actually know that. Okay, let's press this. Actually, you can prove the murder happened here in the committee chamber, I suppose. Von Karma is perfect in every way. Or did you forget that when you handed in your badge? Blood on the floor proves my theory. Okay, cool. Elevator blood. If I remember correctly, the blood discovered in this room was located at the foot of the Goddess of Justice statue. Oh no, it's the other way around. What did... Okay, I see. The body was moved down. Okay, I'm stupid. That's how we discovered the body in the first place. Murder under the gaze of the divine. A brazen act, even for a cold-blooded killer. Except that may not be true at all. Take a look at this, if you would. It's a blood stain we discovered in the storeroom directly above the committee chamber. As you can see, the blood we found looks to have dripped through to the room below. And the elevator it dripped down from. This sends directly to the foot of the statue. Ah, you noticed, and you will agree that the murder cannot in fact have happened in this room. I put it to you that the victim was killed in the room above, and only afterward would she move down here. The goddess of justice did not witness a murder. She witnessed a killer trying to cover their tracks. Why is she smiling? Sorry, I was just thinking back to a very similar situation. Well done, Miles Edgeworth. You've proven yourself to be even more foolish than I thought. Mr. Edgeworth is anything but a fool, sir, and you know it. Yow! Have you forgotten the picture you just showed me? Or are you really that airheaded? Even a cursory glance shows that was far more blood. There's far more blood here in the committee chamber than upstairs. Okay, that's what I thought originally. Oh, hold on. Ouch! Whipped in an org again. Wish I could get some love too. You're trying to tell me that all of that blood dripped down from above, Miles Edgeworth? If it had, your storeroom stain would need to be 10 times as big. I say the murder happened down here. There's no way it could have happened anywhere else. Heh, as insightful as ever, Francisca. But you played right into my hands. How so? You are correct. There's far less blood upstairs than one would expect. Give me a second, actually. I also am getting kind of Da, 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 da. Alright, I'm just moving it. It still blocks a bit of the text, but I guess I'm reading it for a reason. The question is, why? A trifling detail in the face of my previous explanation. Alas, your explanation doesn't count for why there was blood in the storeroom in the first place. Surely you don't think some spatter managed to shoot itself all the way up there, do you? Whoa! Like some crazy fountain of blood? No way! No way indeed. It's completely impossible. So how about this? I guess they inserted the weapon and then removed it. So like it staunched the blood, and then they removed it after the lift went downstairs. I can see that, yeah. What if this explains the difference in the amounts of blood observed? There was far more blood in the committee chamber than in the storeroom above because the weapon was removed here. The victim died of 3 stab wounds. Wounds that could have bled profusely. Exactly. As proven by the amount of blood we found on the floor of this room. But that doesn't make any sense. Not if she was stabbed in the storeroom. You said there wasn't much blood up there already. Eee! Silence, you half-baked, hair-brained rookie. Hey, hair-brained is a little... Ah! A stab wound bleeds heaviest at one particular point in time. Oh, this is so funny because this is actually... This is like Bridge to the Turnabout. This is specifically something Edgeworth and Francisca have debated in the first trial of Bridge to the Turnabout. Oh, I know. When the weapon is removed, right? Precisely. I believe the body was brought down to the committee chamber with the candelabrum still in his chest. And then when it was finally removed... I think they debated this when the Shichi... I forgot what it's called. Shuichichi, basically the sword that you see at the beginning of Bridge to the Turnabout. That was considered the murder weapon at the time of the... Yeah, I won't elaborate too much, but though. Create a difference in the amount of blood we see between 2 locations. But why? What was the killer trying to do? I imagine they were trying to give the impression that the murder happened down here. As we know, Mr. Ringer's keycard was used late last night. Judging by the time listed in the record, I'd hazard a guess that it was used by the killer when they entered the room to create their elaborate setup. But why would they have needed to do all this in the first place? Perhaps because a person with a face to hide would fear the storeroom being found in the investigation? If they were involved with the underground auction, they couldn't afford to have their dirty secret exposed. Underground auction? You should take a look at the storeroom for yourself. The items up there tell quite a story. One that should more than explain what was going on here last night. It's almost endearing, Miles Edgeworth. How desperately you want to protect your friend. There's something just beneath the surface of this case, something bigger than all of us. And Kay's only crime was to have the bad fortune to fall right into the middle of it. That's quite the hyperbolic claim, Miles Edgeworth. Hyperbolic? Me? Surely you're the one making a mountain of my perfectly reasonable molehill? You're working with Interpol on international cases. So why are you investigating domestic murder? I'll tell you why. Because this case has something to do with the smuggling ring you've been chasing. You followed the trail of items being smuggled by the ring and wound up here. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that the something I sense isn't related to any of this. I'm very happy to learn that you giving up your badge didn't completely relieve you of your senses. Scruffy here told me about the circumstances that led up to that by the way. So sorry, sir. I just thought it might help, you know. You did the right thing, detective. So am I right, Francisca? Is this incident part of the broader case you're working? Was the underground auction already on Interpol's radar? Wouldn't you like to know? But you don't need to. And so you won't. Then you knew, didn't you, that the auction was being held here in this chamber? Hey, y'all mind if I butt in for a sec? Your victim over there, lady in the white. You! Hey, let a gal finish, will ya? No good butting in painting the you know what? Youch! Well, this left for sure ain't changed her spots. Mr. Fresh. Your testimony is not required, and neither is your presence. What do you mean? I'm a journalist. You can't. Ow! You're a liar. That is what you are. You lied under oath that one time. Seems like Miss Von Karma's not too fond of Miss Hart, huh? I don't think she's her biggest fan, no. What's she called? Ringer, right? She was a member of this here committee? Well, she's dressed exactly like the ringleader. Oh, that's their secret auction. Ah, stop it. Stop whipping me, dang it. What is the meaning of this interruption? Miles Edgeworth, explain. Miss Hart here helped us out by describing how the auctioneer was dressed. And it seems they were wearing the exact same outfit as the victim, Miss Rosie Ringer. But that would mean that the victim was also the ringleader. Who did the avatar? Nevian. I don't know if you can see previous chats, but Nevian, he might post on Twitter, so I'll probably retweet that or whatever, or share. But he offered to, what's called, he basically gave me a proposition. Commission, or I play Watts Tenpai. And, you know. I don't think I'm prepared to. I don't think I can handle the power of Watts Senpai, so. I might commission something else, but I really appreciate it, Nevian. Thank you so much. That's a lot of flair. The buh. Now. How about we just calm down, sir? It seems I have some new information to consider. It's true that I came here to investigate the underground auction and to arrest its head of operations, the auctioneer. But if Miss Hart is to believe, the ringleader is dead. Are we reinstalling it to another drive? Oh my gosh. That's too high tech for me, bruh. I'm glad it works. I guess that means your journey here today was wasted. What do you mean by drive? Like a solid state drive or something like that? I'm saying that like I know what that means, but I think that's, but like, I don't even know. It's like, I know there's like the C drive. I didn't even know that was possible. You could like have a, from C to D? Ah, okay. So it's just one of the, okay. Do I have a D drive? I see my D drive. Oh fuck, I was trying to click on that. Oh shit. I saw it on Twitter? Nice. Okay. I suppose it does, nonetheless. I, Francisca Von Karma, refuse to leave empty-handed. Time for a rematch, Miles Edgeworth. Fine by me. You may find that your whip will go sorely underused this round. Fine, I accept your little explanation. That would make the storeroom the actual scene of the crime, yes? In which case the murderer is someone connected to the auction. And if that photographer is to believe, the victim was the auctioneer and the culprit was an attendee. Killer lay in wait for the victim in the storeroom where the exchange of illicit goods was to take place. They then stabbed the victim in the chest with a piece of merchandise, the candelabrum. There, does that about sum it up? Because I won't be accepting rebuttals. I'm afraid you might have to. There's a serious hole in your testimony. There is? I didn't spot any. Good thing you're the one in charge here, Mr. Edgeworth. All right, then. Time to fight back. You have to win this for us. And I will. Time to take Francisca's testimony to task. All right. I don't think we need to do anything here. Murder someone connected to the auction. Okay. The photographers we believe the victim was the auctioneer and the culprit was an attendee. What's this? Okay. I don't know. I don't want to click on an Instagram link because I might dox myself. But what am I looking at here? Oh yeah, the respect. Okay, yeah. There's a Team Samurai tweet where he retweets it. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Like those sports Twitter news aggregate tweets. That's so funny. Hold on, I'm looking at something. All right. Yeah, that's Team Sam. Why was he aura farming though? Anyone gonna mention why Team Sam was aura farming? Culprit was an attendee. Okay. Killer lay in wait for the victim in the storeroom where the exchange of illicit goods was to take place. They then stabbed the victim. Is that true though? Make sure you get your precious thing back. Agreeing to help. Now we can both get what we want. Good luck getting your revenge for what happened 12 years ago. Huh? Stab the victim in the chest with a piece of merchandise, the candelabrum. Okay, the candelabrum was in the auction. Photographers to be believed the victim was the auctioneer and the culprit was an attendee. This... Okay, let's just press this. Hold it! So you believe that the victim and the ringleader were one and the same? I do. And the murderer was... Why are you asking her this? You just said the exact same thing yourself, dummy. So I did. But I was merely confirming Francisca's reasoning in order to... Oh, don't give me that horse feed. You get caught saying something stupid, you give a little laugh and move on with your day. The murderer was one of the auction attendees. What? You don't get no notes for our friend here after that little performance of his? Of course, assuming that our friend, the photographer's word, can be trusted. I can't quite tell if they love or hate one another. Anyway, the more relevant point here is how the culprit actually carried out their plan. Okay, they basically told me to just press this. How exactly did they manage that, may I ask? Mr. Hart was in the storeroom too, remember? Yes, hiding someplace. And if you've seen the storeroom yourself, you'll know that there are plenty of other places to hide too. So you're saying the killer was hiding out of sight while they awaited the victim's arrival. I believe we can reasonably assume that the murder took place after the auction had concluded. After all, the victim was the auctioneer herself. She would surely have needed to be present throughout the proceedings. She thinks it happened afterward? Would you mind adding that statement to your testimony, Francisca? Do we go what is Lotta's testimony? Okay, so it looks like we have to... What does Lotta's testimony say? Auction continued even after the murder occurred. Okay, so I guess this is it. Objection! It seems you're one step behind yet again, Francisca. How so? The auctioneer was not in fact the victim, and I can prove it. This is the statement Miss Hart gave us. Well, if she made it, it's not worth the air she said. But isn't she using her testimony, basically? I done told you, I'm a journalist, ain't nabbit. My word is, ouch! Did I ask you to open your mouth? Double youch! Calm down and listen for a second, Francisca. Miss Hart witnessed at least some of the events surrounding the murder, and she confirmed that the auction continued even after the murder had occurred. You bet it did. Went right on like nothing happened at all. How would that have been possible without an auctioneer? It wouldn't. So you see, the victim couldn't have been the auctioneer. She was one of the attendees. No! As I've been saying since the start, there's no way Kay can be the murderer, because she had been pushed down the hatch by her assailant and knocked unconscious by that time. So then, who was the victim, really? Right, well, if the auction carried on after the murder, the victim must not have been the auctioneer, but an attendee. Oh my god, Gavel. Alright, that's enough. I know that sounds all too well. Order in the courtroom. All rise for the chairman. Oh, there's no need for all that pomp and circumstance, Verity. Please, everyone, feel free to call me Celsius. Yes, that'll do nicely. Alright, Celsius, what are you doing here? Oh, I just stopped by to see how my boneheaded boy was getting along. They say there are all sorts of families, but I'm not sure these two are what they meant. I thought I might need to light a fire under this investigation, but it seems not. It's a suspect everyone's searching high and low for is right back where we started. Men, detain the suspect immediately. Wait, Miss Faraday's innocent. Shut your meddling mouth. You're becoming something of a problem, Miles, my boy. I thought I told you. The committee wants this matter cleared up as soon as possible. It's a matter of trust. We can't have our organization be seen to drag its feet. It's bad for us, and it's bad for me too. Personally, sorry. It must be my age. Your unlawful investigation ends here, and it will not be permitted to resume. In case you have forgotten, you are no longer a prosecutor. You have no authority here. And what's more, there is the matter of you aiding and abetting a suspect. He's right, of course, as always. You really are a godsend, Verity. Everything I do knowingly. If you wish to prosecute me for it, be my guest. But know this, we have uncovered a new suspect. This person here. Miss Faraday was attacked by this... You can stop right there, Mr. Edgeworth. The raincoat in your picture was discovered nearby a short while ago. The victim's blood was found on the hood along with some cherry blossom petals. Cherry blossom petals? Like the ones on the roof? Yes, they were stuck to the edges of the bloodstains. Probably due to the blood being fresh at the time. The results came back already, my boy, so there's no mistaking it. The person in your picture is the victim, Miss Rosie Ringer. What? Alright, red raincoat. No, it's completely undermined our entire case. All our assumptions were based on the person in the red raincoat being the killer. But if they say they were the victim instead, then Kay remains at the top of the suspect list. Miss Faraday, you testified to having encountered a person in a red raincoat up on the roof, correct? Yes, I did. We now know that that person was the murder victim. And you are the only person we know of who came in contact with her. Since one of you wound up dead, I think we all know how that encounter went. No, Kay was attacked by that person. She is the victim here, not the aggressor. As far as I recall, we have yet to see any evidence that proves she was attacked, as you claim. And even if such proof existed, Miss Ringer could not simply have been acting in self-defense. Well, you can't just jump to conclusions like that. Kay is innocent. But I'm not. Okay, I'm not innocent. I don't want to believe it, but I remembered something. Hearing about the raincoat brought it back. It's just a flash, but I remember what I saw now, right when it happened. The murderer, it was me. I remember looking down and the person in the red raincoat was on the ground. It was me, Mr. Edgeworth. It was me all along. I'm the murderer. I'm the murderer. No, you're not. You can't be. Then what am I? Why do I have a memory like that? They were on the floor in front of me. There was a pool of blood. Why was I just standing there? Why didn't I do something? I know why. It's because I was the killer. This court recognized the legitimacy of the accused's memories. What? But you said you didn't believe her like 5 minutes ago. I commend you on your bravery, Miss Faraday. It will not go unrewarded. Praise be the goddess of justice for her many blessings. Objection! Oh my god, the PMO music. As an official representative of Interpol, I hereby request that the suspect be... We don't have time for this. We must arrest Kay Faraday this instant. How dare you take that tone with me? This is a gross overreach of authority. I demand they give us more time to investigate. You say my investigation is unlawful? What could be more unlawful than this? Fortunately, you no longer speak for the law. Indeed, you don't, but I do. And while I can't help but be moved by your dedication to your friend, I have to agree with Verity. Speaking of the law, it seems there's one other we must arrest. Ah, yes. I almost forgot. Miles. What are you talking about? Mr. Edgeworth was just doing his job. He didn't do anything wrong. He wasn't doing squat. By which I mean to say, unfortunately, Miles is no longer serving in any kind of official capacity. You went too far this time, Mr. Edgeworth. You conducted an unlawful investigation. Worse, you aided and abetted the flight of a suspect. You are no longer even an ex-prosecutor. You are a criminal, nothing more. Oh, that reminds me. There was supposed to be a hearing today, wasn't there? Concerning your conduct. I'll make sure it's officially rescheduled for tomorrow. Although, I fear I already know the outcome. Look at this as an opportunity to reflect on your actions, Miles. A chance to really think long and hard. This court is adjourned. Damn. Never thought I'd spend another night in here again. And they stripped me of all the evidence we'd so painstakingly gathered. Even if they did let me keep Kay's Yatagarasu pin, I can't help but worry about her. They'd better be treating her well. The murderer. It was me. I remember looking down and the person in the red raincoat was on the ground. It was me, Mr. Edgeworth. It was me all along. I'm the murderer. I'm the murderer. Da, 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 da. Come on, let's go. You've got a visitor. A visitor? Who? Someone by the name of Dick Gumshoe. Want me to send him away? No. Though I'm not sure what to even say to him. Wait there. They're leaving me unsupervised? Forgive the intrusion. Judge Gavel, please, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a seat. What are you doing here? I was told it was Detective Gumshoe. I imagine you wouldn't come if you knew it was me. What could she possibly want from me now? I suppose I'd better find out. You may not be aware of this, but you are only permitted to meet with specially approved visitors. So I'm to be treated like a dangerous criminal, am I? I suppose my reputation has rather plummeted. It has indeed. For you, of course, and your friends. That attorney and the other girl were raising quite the fuss earlier. Fender and Emma. I saw them launch some extremely heated words at one of the guards. No, you didn't. You may thank the goddess in that regard, for even she is too busy to deal with each and every infraction. They will not be punished for their bad behavior. Did you come here just to chit-chat with me? You must have a lot of time on your hands. Oh, speaking of which, Miss Von Karma is continuing the investigation where you left off. I just thought you would like to know. I figured you would be worried about how they were all doing. I hate to admit it, but she read me like a book. Let's cut to the chase, Your Honor. Why are you really here? I'm here to simply talk, nothing more. There's something I wish to know about you. Me? Yes, who else? Objectively speaking, you are highly intelligent and quick-witted, and a born prosecutor at that. Please, Judge Gavel, your sarcastic praise is but salt on my wounds. But I sincerely mean every word, Mr. Edgeworth, and it is why I fail to understand you. Take this latest case, for example. You were up against the very committee itself. You had no hope of succeeding. Even a child could have seen that. And yet, hey, I don't imagine the old me would have ever been so reckless. The old me had power, and because of that, I thought that justice was always on my side. Just as you and the committee believe now. But a certain person changed my mind. He made me reckon with my selfish and skewed sense of justice. And once the scales had fallen off from my eyes, I began to look at people differently. I saw that I was only able to be an effective prosecutor thanks to the efforts of those around me. Detective Gumshoe, the many investigative officers of the force, and even Kay. It changed me. The degree to which it changed me still surprises me to this day. I see. Thank you. I feel that perhaps I understand you a little better now. You understand me? I highly doubt it. Someone who is focused on forcing their idea of justice on the others can't possibly see what I see. That's so. Is this what you truly believe? I will say one thing. This has been a very interesting conversation. That is all. Before I go, there's one remaining matter. I was asked to inform you that the date of your hearing has been confirmed. It will be held today in the trial chamber. The committee sends its warmest regards. If that was all you had to tell me, you could have just sent a message. And entrust the goddess's words to another? That wouldn't do now, would it? Until then, Mr. Edgeworth, I'll see you again very shortly. W rage bait. Wait, is this the same? Very basic bed. I can't say it was very comfortable to sleep on, however. I imagine Detective Gumshoe would sleep soundly on it nevertheless, loudly snoring all the while. Why are you thinking about Gumshoe like this? Those will probably never get to work together again. Alright, I guess. But I don't have any regrets about the bed I've made. I will follow my own path to the end. Yeah, I was like... Alright, toilet time. The window is barred with heavy steel. That reminds me of a movie I once saw. A prison inmate hatched a plot to escape by using a file to cut his cell bars. Well, I won't be doing that, of course. For one thing, I don't have a file on me at the moment. What am I saying? I wouldn't do it even if I did have one. There's a note on the wall next to the toilet. Sorry, we're currently out of toilet paper. Please make the necessary mental preparations before using the toilet. What sort of mental preparations can one even make? Okay. There's a menu here on the table. It seems that the detainees are able to pay to have their meals brought to their cells. Well, looks good. Spaghetti and mac and cheese at lunch. Add linguine for only $1. Basmati and brown rice special. For a limited time, only add regular white rice at no extra cost. Oh. Basmati is pretty good. Probably for the best that I'm not very hungry. I barely spent any time here, and I already can feel my personal appearance slipping. May have given up on my badge, but I mustn't give him up on myself. W motivation. My collar is slightly creased. There. A tidy outside begets a tidy inside. Which is why it's more important now than ever to take care of myself. There's a little ball here. There's a poster in the corridor outside. We regret to announce that due to the warden's arrest, the Die of Destiny game will be discontinued. Inmates will no longer need to roll a die every morning to determine their meals for the day. What? We wholeheartedly apologize to those who are looking forward to a daily casting of the die. Did anyone really need an apology for cessation of such a ridiculous idea in the first place? Yeah, I don't know. What the hell is this? Do you have another visitor? Hey! Oh, thank goodness you seem alright. That's a load off of my mind. Ah, such a heartwarming scene. It's enough to make a grown man cry. But you're still not your usually cheery. I mean, you have to stay positive, Kay. You didn't do anything wrong. In fact, I guarantee you didn't. No, you have to let it go. I'm the murderer. I know that now. But you're not. You can't be. Why don't you have any faith in yourself? How can I, Mr. Edgeworth, when there's no me left to believe in? None at all? I don't think that's true. Before you lost your memory, we spent quite a bit of time together. and I dare say you left quite the impression on me. So you see, there's still plenty of you left. That's why I believe so much in your innocence, and why you should believe in yourself too. Thank you. But I can't. It would just cause more pain for the both of us. Please, you have to forget her. Forget that Kay. She's gone. Kay, no! You remind me of my younger self, you know. So noble, so bold. This is the justice you and the committee stand for? Justice? I suppose you could call it that. What is he up to? Why is he going to such lengths to control everything? I can't shake the feeling that something is very wrong here. Is there some hidden agenda at play? Ugh, it's no time to second guess myself. If I'm going to find out what it is, it's now or never. Well then, my boy, I suppose I should be... Wait. Why is the chairman so intent on seeing Kay charged with this murder? It doesn't make any sense. There must be some rhyme or reason. We out here objecting? Yeah. To this madness. Come now, Miles. I'm a busy, important man. I can't be wasting my precious time talking to you. The only way out of our current predicament is through chairman when there's so much to ask in so little time. Let's start by trying to find out why he rushed to have Kay arrested so quickly. I can't just let this happen. I'm getting answers if it's the last thing I do. Are his goggles full of water? Yeah, his gimmick is like he starts crying and then his goggles fill with water. So there's an animation where he empties his goggles. Why were you so keen to push through Kay's arrest? I've yet to hear a satisfactory explanation. An explanation? I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Don't give me that. You know exactly what I mean. Tut tut. I advise you to moderate your tone, dear boy. Need I remind you of your position? And suppose we did let your friend go free. What then? What do you mean, what then? Think how that would look, my boy. Who would have to take the blame? Me. That's who. And so what? Oh my god, this is wrong. What are you going on about while you're lonesome over there? You need to cut an old man like me some slack. I can't keep up with all that youthful energy. Curses, I should have picked my words more wisely. I can't just let this happen. I'm getting answers is the last thing I do. Okay, bide my time. Alright, I'm gonna bide my time again. You're right to keep your mouth shut. That way you won't say anything foolish. Sorry, but I can't stay silent forever. Not while Kay's innocence is still in doubt. Ah, you're breaking my heart. Just look at this flood of tears spilling out. But please, just leave it alone, will you? Things were coming along nicely until you interfered. Coming along nicely? That's a pretty strange way of putting it. It's almost as if you wanted Kay's arrest to happen. Certainly doesn't sound like the statement of an impartial representative of the law. You think so? Well, that wasn't my intention. Has it occurred to you that you might just be overthinking things a little? Chairman Winter certainly knows how to dodge a question, but it doesn't change the fact that serious doubts remain concerning Kay's arrest. Next, we'll need to press him on whether he really believes the investigation was sufficient. We can't allow any of his statements to go unexamined, no matter how trivial they may seem, or they may just give us the breakthrough we need. You can hardly say your investigation was sufficient, and you're the one who called all the shots, weren't you? Including the decision to have Kay arrested. Oh ho ho! I'm afraid I'm nowhere near as influential as you think, dear boy. You're the chairman of the committee. It doesn't get much more influential than that. Not that I care about such things. You wound me. It's enough to drive an old man to tears. You have to forgive me. I'm not the deferential type. Well, if you're going to insist on being so blunt, then I'm afraid you won't be seeing your prosecutor's badge anytime soon. Nothing more to say. Wonderful. Then I'll be on my way. Seems the silent treatment won't work every time. Okay. Okay. I don't need that badge anyway. Let me make something clear once and for all. The badge isn't the be-all end-all for me. Far from it. Now I'm not concerned with titles or roles. Even you must understand that much. So young. So very young. A word of advice, Miles, from somebody who's been around the block. You're hopelessly naive, my boy. Idiotically so. Well, that certainly got under his skin. He might be less guarded in his answers while he's in the state. Now's my chance. How much time was spent on your investigation altogether? My, you really don't give up, do you? But even my patience has its limits, you know. What a coincidence, so does mine. Now answer the question. Do you believe that your investigation was sufficient or not? Ah, the youth these days want to be reckless. Makes me want to put you in your place. You're going to regret that, my boy. Pyromania, yeah. Bide my time. Well, maybe you do know your place after all. What's the matter? Scared? Oh, hardly. I was just thinking about how best to proceed. Getting answers from the elderly requires sensitivity. They can get emotional. Quite emotional after all. You have no common sense whatsoever, do you? Don't you understand? Your fate rests in my hands. Alright, bye. Let's say you do manage to get some answers from me. There's nothing you can do with them. So why not give it up, dear boy? No. And why not? It's simple. Because I'm not about to let the truth escape me. Interesting. I think I'm beginning to see what makes you tick. But what you're doing is pointless. Tragically. And miserably pointless. Please, just give up. She's guilty. The decision has been made. Oh. Once again, your choice of words intrigues me. It's almost as if Kay's guilt had already been determined from before her arrest. Ermi. What are you trying to imply? I'm implying that things haven't gone as they normally should. In fact, everything has proceeded as if Kay's arrest was the end goal right from the very start. Well, Chairman Winner, was it? That's certainly an intriguing theory. But it's also a complete work of fiction, and I'm afraid I don't have time for such flights of fancy. I think it's time we brought this shabby little farce to an end. Don't you? No, he's trying to make his escape. We must confirm the legality of Kay's arrest before he slips away. It's faint, but the truth is finally beginning to emerge. I'm not about to let this opportunity pass me by. Wait, we're not done yet. I'm tired of all this talking, so make it brief, will you? Based on everything I've heard from you so far, it's clear that Kay's arrest is entirely unfounded. Yes, I think we're all familiar with this particular refrain of yours by now. I'm afraid it doesn't matter either way. You don't have what it takes to secure her release anyhow. How dare you take this so lightly as a man of the law? My, aren't you a rude little boy? But my fuse is only so long. Honestly speaking, I don't have the time to waste on every last question you can dream of. I have certainly responsibilities to tend to, you know. I really am quite busy, man. Or are you pretending to be busy? That's an awful thing to say to a fragile old man. I work harder than I should at my age. I ask you, my boy, what could I even hope to accomplish by putting up such a pretense? You're hoping to avoid talking Kay. You obviously don't want to talk about the case anymore. That's why you're so keen to get out of this conversation, isn't it? It's just so tragic. It really is. That you would suspect me of such things. It's not a suspicion. It's a certainty. There were no clear grounds on which to base Kay's arrest for a start. Now, my boy. Let's not get carried away. There was plenty of evidence to support our case. The mask, the letter, the corsage. These are all in her possession. And, of course, her confession. More than enough to prove her guilt, I'd say. But those are... What's the matter? Struggling to come up with a way to explain everything away? Da, 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 da. Okay. Well, there we have it. Your silence speaks volumes. It's true I can't counter your argument right now, but you did let something valuable slip. A suspiciously detailed knowledge of the evidence against Kay. He rattled off that list like he knew it inside out. I think that might prove to be a valuable clue. Da, 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 da. Wait, we're not done yet. Who gave the order? Who gave the order? Who decided that Kay should be arrested? You know, I can't seem to remember. Don't ever get old, Miles, my boy. It wreaks havoc on the memory. Okay, but he remembered the evidence. Time to deploy my clue. Yeah, what the fuck? Get out of here. I'd appreciate it if you stopped playing the old man card. You remember the details of the evidence against Kay pretty clearly. Perhaps if your memory didn't fail you only when it was convenient, I'd be more inclined to believe you. So, let me ask you again. Who gave the order for Kay's arrest? You're a sharp one, I'll give you that. My son could learn a thing or two from you. If he wasn't such an incurable numbskull, that is. It's a tragedy, really. I don't want to hear about your son. I want to know who authorized the arrest. You're very mean. You know that, don't you? The rest, you say? I believe the order was given by... Oh, no! No! It wasn't Gavel. I should have bided my time. Oh, no, 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 no. Nothing more to say. Wonderful. Ah, it was him. Miles, my boy, I'm a very busy man, so you'll have to excuse me now. Ah! Curses. Okay, you beat my ass. We can't give up now. I have to keep pushing. All right, once more onto the breach. Do I have to start over? Give the order. I don't have a clue. Oh, we have to do everything again. Okay. Okay. Okay, bide my time here. Who gave the order? Remembered all the evidence. You, of course. Okay. Come now, Chairman Winner. We both know it was you. All right. You got me. You make it sound like it was somehow a bad thing, though. But I have a reputation to uphold, so I guess I'd better clear up this little misunderstanding. I'll chain your questions for a few more minutes. Let's see if I can't put your mind at ease. The key thing to do now... establish how intimately he knows the details of the case. I just have to ask the right questions. Oh, I can't believe we were so close to the end and I just fumbled. The end game is at hand. We're but a few moves away from the truth. The suspect, Kay Faraday. How much do you know about her exactly? I know that she's a suspect. Aside from that, not much else. Cross my heart, but it's true. I don't have a clue as to how to proceed with this line of questioning. I'd better try another tack for now. You seem to know the case in quite some detail. I know about lots of things, my boy. I'm just smart like that. Too bad the same can't be said about the way you handled Kay's arrest. Why does he keep doing that, man? Da-da. I'm a very busy man. Do try to remember that I can bring this little chat to end whenever I so choose. It's only taking so long because you won't give me a straight answer to any of my questions. If only you'd stop giving me the runaround, we'd be done already. So let's try this again. You seem to know the details of this case quite intimately. Why is that? Because I read the case file. Not exactly the most thrilling use of my time, of course, but it's part of the job. I have to be a good role model. I can't be seen to be slacking. It can be so hard. But I had some time on my hands, so I read the whole thing from cover to cover. Yeah, isn't he busy? That's strange. I could have sworn you just told me you're a very busy man. I'd say the cracks are finally starting to show, wouldn't you? If you're so keen on being an upstanding leader, you can start by releasing K, you know? You really don't give up, do you? It's a moving sight indeed, my boy. But a tragic one, too. After all, your efforts are for naught. I'm afraid your little friend was found unconscious near the scene of the crime. You see... We have yet to hear much about the circumstances under which Kay was found. He was lying unconscious in the storeroom, correct? That's right. Although I'm not at liberty to tell you how I know that. He knows things even we didn't. In fact, he seems to be aware of every tiny detail about this case. It would be a valuable clue. Sorry, but the more you tell me, the less sense your story makes. For one thing, you know details that even those investigating the scene were not aware of. Why is that? Just how much do you really know, Chairman Winter? Oh, there is that intimidating face you'd like to make again. Well, two can play this game. How do you like me now? Okay, bide my time. This is definitely bide my time moment. I do have to commend you on your doggedness. It really is something. I'll take that as a compliment. Take it however you like. But wrap this up, will you? I just don't have the stamina anymore. She's the culprit, the only possible suspect. Just accept that already. How many more evidence did you want us to load her down with? For goodness sake. Load her down with? Yet another interesting turn of phrase. One that makes it sound a lot like the items Kay was carrying might have been foisted upon her. Impressive. You really do pay attention, don't you? It's no wonder they used to call you Prodigy, Mr. X Prosecutor. I think you know the answer to your own question by now. Why don't you just go ahead and say it? I want to hear it from you. It's finally time to shed light on the truth. All that's left is to play one last move. Kay is innocent? Finally. Kay is innocent. No, my boy. That's just clumsy. Anyone can blurt out a baseless assertion like that. Even a disgraced superstar prosecutor. Time to deploy my clue. So I know it wasn't her. Kay was framed. The true culprit set it all up so she could take the fall instead. That is my answer, and I won't let you deny it any longer. Okay, that's kind of cute. Oh ho 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 ho. Bye. You really are a sharp one. It's a bit of shame you chose to hand in your badge. I admit it. You're right on all accounts. And that's checkmate. Yippee! You knew Kay wasn't the real murderer, and yet you still had her arrested. What's worse, you thought you could get away with it. Well, you won't. Not if I can help it. There you go with that naivete again, my boy. I guess that was always your problem. With the girl arrested and the conviction secured, this whole mess goes away. And that's what will happen. But whose interests does a conclusion like that serve? The committee's, I suppose, and mine. Oh ho 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 ho. You know, listening to you just now, well, it really got the tears flowing, I have to say. It was poignant and heartfelt and sincere and utterly infuriating. Look, I'm not perfect. I know that. But your lack of sophistication in these matters is beyond the pale. You insist that the truth is more important than anything else. But would you say the same if you knew what the real value of the truth is? What are you trying to say? When you get to my level, you don't uncover the truth. You make it little by little. K. Faraday, murderer. That's the truth. The truth I created. Yes, my boy. That's what I like to see. You're so sincere sometimes. It's painful. Just makes me want to put you in your place. Knowing the real truth will get you nowhere, because that's how much it's worth. Nothing. Shocking. I know. Why not go after the real killer? How much do you even know about what really happened? You're still not getting it. That's your truth, and it is worthless. Mine is all that matters. You understand what I'm saying, don't you, Mr. Prosecutor? I have all the power here. Well, aren't you missing? You and your little friend are just as bad as each other. Violent criminals who deserve to be locked up. You'll pay for this. And with that, yet another person disappears from my life. Oh, it just makes me want to cry and cry and cry. Alright, well. That guy's a dick. He basically said, I can frame whoever I want. I'm not planning to disappear just yet, Chairman Winter. There's still the hearing later today. Just you wait. One way or another, I'll prove Kay's innocence to the world. Dang, that was a quick turnaround. Also, these guys look so nondescript. Oh, this guy has like a little unk here. Oh, we're missing someone. Ten members. Over a majority are present. I hereby call this hearing to order. We are gathered here today to assess the professional competency of Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Here, in the sight of the goddess, we do solemnly swear to pass fair and frank judgment. Fair and frank? Don't make me laugh. Verity, if you would be so kind as to summarize the case against Mr. Edgeworth. On April 5th, despite having been advised of the illegality of an investigation he was conducting, the accused refused to desist and eventually had to be detained by myself and Chairman Winter. His actions compromised investigation into the murder of a certain defense attorney. Despite having been presented with copious evidence of her guilt, he continues to insist that the suspect, 1K Faraday, is innocent of all the charges. Perhaps you could explain the details of the murder to us as well. Of course, on the morning of the 5th, the body of the victim was found here in the committee chamber. Further explanation will be provided by me, Eustace Winter, Premier Prosecutor. The floor is yours, Mr. Winter. The murder itself happened late on the night of the 4th. The victim was Miss Rosie Ringer. That same night, an illicit auction was being held here in this very room. Ringer took part in that auction, I think. Yeah, meaning that the murder took place sometime during the auction. When she was found, Ringer was dressed in an outfit that matched the description of the auctioneers. However, due to the fact that the auction carried on after the murder had occurred. What's the plan for tomorrow? I have work, so today will be a short stream. So, because right after work, I'll double check if I'll go live right after work or I'll lag it an hour. Because, you know, 5 p.m. PST is like kind of cutting it close. I'll figure that out, but I'll probably go live right after work, basically. I don't know if it's an hour or right after. I'll double check. The plan is, I'll double check, but the plan is to go, I don't know if I'll do, I'm trying to remember. I haven't worked out the details, but the plan is probably to, I'll double check. I don't want to be like, yeah, this is what's going to happen, but, I'll probably be co-hosting for what it's worth, but I'll double check. But yeah, Oh, it should be good the whole time though, because from 5, it's gonna be like 9.5 hours or something, and from 5 p.m. PST, that's kind of nothing. I'll definitely have sleep for my work day afterwards. So then it's that then back to the back to the PMO factory, and same thing. Right after work, I'll have more. Technically, I have an hour off because of my schedule. I technically work for 1 less hour that day, so I'll have more time to prepare. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I'll be co-hosting. But I want to double check again because it's one of those things where it's just like I asked like a week ahead of time, and I just want to confirm. But yeah, so that's the idea. But yeah, I should be doing the whole thing. I don't know what I'll do in between, to be honest. Yeah, I haven't planned that shit out, but I just imagine there's. Oh, there's the AI. We could check out the AI. I forgot what it's called. The Hold on, I gotta. What was it called again? Live stream. Ermy. Dual archive. That's what the official AI thing. That's it has its own separate stream, so we might check that out in between rounds. I don't know if. Well, I guess we could check out Duel Links. I have some idea of what's going on in Duel Links. However, due to the fact that the auction carried on after the murder had occurred, I deduced that Ringer was not in fact the auctioneer. You deduced nothing of the sort. And what about the basis on which the suspect was detained, Mr. Winter? Yeah, I got this. So Mr. Faraday was overcome by... Day 1 isn't paper? Oh, okay. So what? Okay, let me check out the... Okay, hold on. Here we go. When is this scheduled for, the Dual Archive? 43 hours? Okay, yeah. So there's gonna be plenty of time. Okay. Well, it's MD, right? So... We'll see. Okay. Yeah, that. Tons of crushing remorse. So she confessed. According to her confession, she was on the roof of this building when she encountered a person in a red raincoat on the viewing platform. That person was Miss Ringer, I take it? Precisely, Mr. Chairman. The killer dressed the victim in the auctioneer's outfit after the fact. But at the time when she was killed, Miss Ringer was wearing a red raincoat. And who won the race to find that raincoat nearby? Me? That's who. Did you? I thought it was somebody from forensics. Strictly speaking, it was found by one of the forensic investigators under Mr. Winter's command. I knew it. The blood analysis on the coat showed that it was indeed Miss Ringer who had worn it, and the suspect's confession was the final nail in the coffin. She confirmed having committed the murder. So as you can see, Kay Faraday was a killer. There's no way anybody else could have done it. Alright, Miles. I expect you to have some objections. Let's get them out of the way, shall we? I have no objections, Chairman Winter. Well, now, is that so? I thought it would have taken more than a single night in detention to break you. No objections in the matter of my unauthorized investigation, that is. But in the matter of Miss Faraday's supposed guilt, I have plenty. I can personally attest to the fact that Mr. Winter's investigation was fair and impartial. Yeah, of course it was. When it comes to carefully conducted ops, I'm the winner every time. You know, Miles, it's within my power to offer you a plea deal of sorts. If, and this is purely hypothetical of course, you were to withdraw your objections, you might wake up tomorrow to find yourself the proud owner of a seat on this committee. What the fuck? So, I ask you again, do you have any objections, Mr. Edgeworth? If you need to buy my silence, think again. You will watch your mouth. Hey, you can't just say this is hypothetical. Only if the chairman watches his. I didn't come here to talk about committee seats. I came here to talk about the murder case. I demand a statement under oath, and I won't rest until I have one. I want to know exactly what the committee's view on the incident is. You want to put us on trial, my boy? Very well, if it will make you happy. Verity, please provide Mr. Edgeworth with the materials pertaining to the case. Really? But, sir, this will be his last hurrah, so let's humor him with the send-off he desires. If you say so, Mr. Chairman. Evidence data, let's go. You have no objections to Verity representing the committee, I assume? None whatsoever. But Mr. Edgeworth, don't worry, Kay. Everything will be fine. You'll see. Miss Ringer attended auction as a potential buyer. The red raincoat was one of the items up for sale. So our assumption is that after winning and paying for it, she left the auction with her purchase. The only exit from the storeroom was, of course, the hatch leading up onto the roof. After she'd emerged onto the viewing platform, that's when Miss Ringer was attacked by Miss Faraday. Shortly thereafter, her flame went out, and thus concludes the committee's view of the case. The raincoat was on offer that night. Is that really true? We believe so, yes. You remember the failed assassination attempt on the president of Zhangfa, I assume. The raincoat is a piece of evidence from that case. It should, of course, have remained safely under lock and key in the appropriate facility, but our inquiries revealed that it did in fact go missing under mysterious circumstances, and wound up in the auction along with everything else. That makes sense, I suppose. Wonderful work, Verity. Just wonderful. Crystal clear as ever. You flatter me, sir. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, perhaps you could save us all some time and simply admit defeat? I'll do no such thing. Thank you very much. Very well. It's good to know that you still have some fight in you. It is? Why? Come to think of it, she said some strange things when she visited me this morning, too. What exactly is she up to? Potential buyer. Red raincoat was one of the items. After winning and paying for it, she left the auction with her purchase. Only exit from the storeroom was, of course, the hatch leading. Oh, this isn't true. Finger is a member of the committee. Could she not have left the committee chamber via the main door? While the auction was still underway, that would risk exposing its existence to those outside the trusted circle of attendees. Then Miss Hart found out about it. I think its existence is already well and exposed. The rules of the auction stated that attendees were to enter and leave via the hatch in the roof. Miss Ringer had no reason not to follow those rules, and given where the murder took place, we know that she must have done so. That's when Miss Ringer was attacked.
Hold it!
But why? What possible motive could Kay have had? That's exactly what we are hoping to establish in our upcoming interviews with Miss Faraday. Coercive interrogation after the fact, something you seem to specialize in. If the murderer knew that the attendees would all be leaving via the hatch, then the roof would have been the perfect place to lie in wait. So as I was saying, after she'd emerged onto the viewing platform, that's when Miss Ringer was attacked. She emerged onto the viewing platform, that's when. 11 attendees altogether, all were wearing masks. Oh, if there's blood on her hands, if this, okay, okay, this is it. This disputes the location of the murder. Maybe you can clear something up for me, Judge Gabel, but what is Miss Hart doing here at this hearing? She's an eyewitness. I thought it would be obvious. Well, now, I ain't really an eyewitness, more of an ear witness, I guess. She's not exactly the most confident, inspiring choice to help you make your case, is she? I like to think I choose my allies a little more carefully than you, Mr. Edgeworth. Then you should question them more thoroughly, because there's something she hasn't told you. Take a look at this. It's a photo taken by Miss Hart. Yes, in the storeroom, correct? What of it? According to your theory, the murder occurred up on the roof. But according to Miss Hart's testimony, she happened to witness the entire incident unfold in the storeroom, just before she took this picture. Whoa, wait, you're saying Gavel got it? Wrong. That's exactly what I'm saying. Whoa, what? Miss Hart, if I may confirm your count on the events you witnessed that night, you saw the person in the picture, correct? I sure did, clear as day, and with my own 2 eyes to boot. Well, what were your impressions at that point? My impressions? This right here is a scoop of the century. Something like that. Yeah, what makes sense? That makes sense. I was hoping for your impressions of the person in question. Oh, that there's a walk-in meal ticket. Seriously? Just my little joke. No need to look at me like I done sat on your lunch. Old red raincoat, right? Why, I took one look and I thought, that's our pet right there. LMAO? Oh, yeah. And therein lies the rub. For Miss Hart to have thought... Oh, fuck you. Therein lies the rub. For Miss Hart to have thought such a thing means that the murder occurred. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, when will you learn to use your words? If it's an explanation of the facts that you require, you need only ask, you know? What do you mean? Not the PMO music. I assume you're about to raise the issue of the voices Miss Hart heard. Voices that may be unrelated. Unrelated? You can do better than that. Was one of the voices Miss Hart heard really even Miss Ringer's? You're kidding me, right? Them folks was talking crime-related turkey, or my name ain't Lotta Dang Hart. Ah, but did you hear them clearly? Well, can't rightly say for sure, but yeah, I can't rightly say nothing, and you know it. They was using voice changers. I done told y'all that. Precisely. Miss Hart heard voices, but those voices were disguised, which means we cannot even be certain that whatever she did over here had anything to do with the murder.
Objection!
Heh, you don't need to yell objection in order to sigh at me, Mr. Edgeworth. It seems I overestimated you, Judge Gavel. Nonsense. Verity's the best of us, my boy. The very best. And yet she believes that what Miss Hart heard might not have had anything to do with the murder. Even supposing that was the case, it doesn't prove that the murder didn't happen in the storeroom. The incident happened before the victim was able to go up to the roof. That much we can say for certain. And I can tell you why. This proves that the incident happened before the victim went up to the roof. Oh, the bloodstain. How long did it take to get to this point? It's like... we initially thought that the person in the red raincoat was the culprit. Yes, because Miss Hart said as much. Indeed, she told us about the blood she saw on this person's hand. And I doubt many people would have thought differently given her testimony. Ergo, if this person is a killer, then the blood we see would be from when they attacked the victim. But knowing what we know now, that this person is in fact the victim, recontextualizes everything. The presence of the blood still shows that the picture was taken after the attack. But now it tells us something very important about the victim too. This person struck the killer? Victim must have struck the killer. She must have struck them hard enough to draw blood. Thus the blood on her hand. Mr. Edgeworth, all the blood at the scene was shown to have been from the victim, which means your theory holds no water. That wasn't it. The picture was taken after Mr. Hart heard the sound of the attack, right? Then there's blood dripping from the person's hand, so you're right. That can mean only one thing about the victim. Survived the attack? Victim was in fact the ringleader. But didn't Miss Hart say that the auction carried on even after she heard the sound of the attack? Yes, she did. Which means the victim couldn't have been the auctioneer, doesn't it? Yo! I dropped the ball there. Yeah, I was just clicking buttons. I'm not engaging with this line of logic yet. There's blood dripping from the person's hand, so you're right. That can mean only one thing about the victim. There's no doubt in my mind that the victim was attacked in the storeroom, but here we have photographic evidence of her standing upright and alive, albeit with a bloody hand. This can only mean that Miss Ringer survived the attack. The blood on her hand is from the wounds she had sustained. What are you talking about? Who dies from a hand wound? The wound wasn't on her hand, Mr. Winter. I imagine she had used her hand to try and staunch a wound. That's right. Well, it's impossible to tell from this angle. The victim was already mortally wounded here. Oh ho ho. Well, that certainly would change things, wouldn't it? It very much would. Not least by making it absurd to suggest that Kay was the attacker. Her encounter with the victim happened after this picture had been taken. After the victim had already been attacked and was in critical condition. I put it to you that all Kay witnessed was the victim finally succumbing to her wounds. That would have been quite the coincidence. It's a textbook case of wrong place, wrong time, I'd say. You seem to be forgetting a rather important fact, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, that, or pretending to not remember it. What? What fact am I forgetting? I think it's time to wrap things up, don't you, Verity? Put the boy out of his misery. Dad, Gavel works for me. Why do you keep giving her orders? That's my job. Ugh, you really are a total and utter embarrassment. I am not. Car sent refresher for Stinky ad? Oh, the... You already have the crow car set. That's crazy. I hate to break it to you, but you both are. Go to it, Gavel. Put Edgeworth out of his misery, as you wish. This is when Eustace L. I don't like Eustace. I know people love him just from the reaction people have. I don't know if it's like trolling, like Eustace the winner, or whatever the translated the fan translation name. People like he would come back. That's why. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah. That makes sense. I hate him, but like just characters like that are annoying. To me. More pissed at this. Yeah. She has a PMO theme song. Every time her theme song comes on, I'm just like rolling my eyes. Miss Ringer's body was found with 3 wounds in her chest, and we all know what the. There's a famous line. Oh, okay. We all know what those wounds are from, don't we? That's right. They're from when she was stabbed in the chest by a 3-armed cantaloupe drum. I doubt anybody could strive such great wounds. You already have the edgy boy? Oh, I thought you were saying LMAO because yeah, okay. I thought that when you first said LMAO, I thought that was what you were reacting to. I mean, I didn't acknowledge it. No, I was at the crow. Oh, okay. No, I mean when you first typed. But yeah. Before you. Oh, I see. Well, okay. There's 2 of them. The first time. Crow. At the case. Ah, I see. Yeah, I will have to. I mean, I'll probably just do it myself because the PNG has the background, but I don't want to be like. It's okay. It's not hard for me to do that. I just have to like. Just delete. I'm glad it's black background, so it's easier for me to delete. I've done this before, so it's not like I've done it manually before. I didn't ask for the buff for what it's worth. That was all Nevion. It's like such a good touch. I was like, he might have it. I already asked twice. That's why. I already asked twice. I just don't want to be like. At this point, I just don't want to be like annoying. Maybe I just ask a 3rd time and it'll be fine. Because I don't mind. At this point, I'll just do it. But okay. If you care to read the coroner's report, I'm sure you would change your tune. You ask with but yeah, just a but. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm just like that. It's just myself. I am. I don't like being. I think I'm making trouble, but it's probably not a big deal. Yeah, I'll just say bud next time. Make several objections. Yes, I'm afraid I will. What? Why? Weren't you listening? Oh, I was listening very carefully, in fact. Hence my objections. Come on. Why do you always have to undermine me? That's never my intention. I assure you. It it isn't. I will say Eustace is less annoying to me than Nayuta. I think Nayuta is probably one of the worst like antagonists, just because like I just can't accept Nayuta's like comeback. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, oh, okay, you're doing this because your sister is being like taken hostage, basically, because evil. But like, I don't know. It doesn't explain why he's such a jerk to people, to like Athena or something like that. It's like, why is he like this? He like, okay, he can do that to like Phoenix, because Phoenix he's trying to like, I don't know, overthrow. I don't know. The point is, it just seems like it's in character for him to be a dick, and like I can't accept that he's like, actually he I don't know, he wanted to overthrow, I don't know, start a revolution this whole time. Whatever. Point is, I at least Eustace doesn't annoy me as much as Nayuta, because you do it so well to yourself every single time. Oh, of course it isn't. Yeah, I do that because I'm. Please, Eustace, just stop, for goodness sake. You've already embarrassed me enough. Huh? What do you mean, Dad? Okay, found with 3 wounds. I don't know what those wounds are from. Candelabra. Oh, anyone could survive such grave wounds. Okay, let's read the report. Hilda hurts. Place time of death at something. Cause of death is a set of 3 puncture wounds on the left side of the chest, inflicted by Condor. Also suffered a head injury post-mortem. Prominent burn mark on back of victim's right hand. Yeah, what's with this burn mark?
Objection!
Fuck! I thought I was cooking. Silence. Such statements will not be tolerated by this court. And why not? What precisely is wrong with my statement? For one thing, the victim that you clearly do not believe in yourself. Bruh. I'm gonna have to be more careful next time. Mr. Edgeworth, don't worry, Kay. Everything will be alright. I need to find something to prove that the victim was still alive and breathing immediately after the attack. If I can't, Kay's fate will be sealed. Found with 3 wounds. The plushie. Wait! Did she get stabbed by the plushie horns? Well, this is a stuffed animal. Never mind. The horns aren't. Never mind. Worn by the fingerprints and blood were found on the hood. On the hood? Does that mean she was able to pull it up?
Objection!
Chairman Winner, you know what this is, of course. The red raincoat. That's right. Isn't it, Verity? Yes, sir. The one Miss Ringer was wearing. I warn you, Mr. Edgeworth, you will not be thanked for retreading old ground here. Well, I'm afraid I might have to regardless. Now then, if you'll answer me this, Judge Gavel. Pellets the victim's bloodstains were found on the coat? But do you remember where exactly they were found? Of course, they were found on the hood and... What's the matter, Verity? Miles Regiba, new PNG? Yeah. Hello, Von Vondra. The hood and... Was blood found anywhere else on the raincoat? No, it was not. Doesn't that strike you as odd? The victim died of stab wounds to the chest. Wouldn't that lead to one to expect to find bloodstains in that area? Oh, that's true, yeah. I was thinking that too. Like, but I assume the idea was... Like, okay, there'd be holes in the raincoat as well. And then there should be... blood only on the hood. But that, okay, that's probably to corroborate the head trauma. That, here. Corner mentions blunt force trauma here. Yeah, post-mortem head injury. Oh yeah, you can see it here. So, okay, but it's really the fingerprints that suggest she's still alive. That's a glaring contradiction if I ever saw one. The head wound the victim suffered wasn't just some accidental injury. It was inflicted before the stab wounds to her chest. Perhaps you are correct. Perhaps the victim did sustain the head injury first. As you said, if she had been stabbed first, there should be blood in the chest area of the raincoat. Therefore, Miss Ringer cannot have been stabbed before the head injury had been inflicted on her. But even if we concede this point that the head injury came before the chest wound, what difference would it make? How does it change our understanding of the case? I'd say it changes things a great deal. In fact, it raises an even more fundamental contradiction. That's quite the bold claim, Mr. Edgeworth. I have to admit, you have me on intrigue. Perhaps you could show us this fundamental contradiction with some evidence. Which piece of evidence demonstrates the contradiction in your reveal? In the corner? Corner findings, right? I guess the time of death. What's the...
Take that!
This is Dr. Hertz's preliminary findings, according to which the victim suffered an injury head post-mortem. But the order suggested by the bloodstains on the raincoat is exactly the opposite, yes. Is K-amnesia already cured? No, not yet. Bailiff, this court hereby subpoenas Dr. Hilda Hertz to the committee chamber with all due haste. Until she testifies, this case cannot be brought to a close. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, Your Honor, I'll go fetch her at once. Unfortunately, Dr. Hertz is a very busy woman. I doubt she will be able to come immediately. In the meantime, there's another important angle I would like to explore. Frankly, something has been bothering me about the person at the heart of this case. The so-called ringleader. Who exactly are they? Yeah, good point. We never looked into that, huh? Bruh. Nice investigation. Despite having been mentioned repeatedly in this hearing, we still don't know even the most basic facts that might help us uncover their identity. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any thoughts on the matter? We've seen nothing that might serve as clear evidence of the auctioneer's identity as of yet, but there is someone involved in the case that I can name. I suspect that at the very least they might be able to point us in the right direction. And that's... Chairman Winner. I demand that you testify as to what you know. What? Are you crazy? Why would you accuse my dad? You would cast doubt on the integrity of the chairman of the committee? Well, he's just asking about what he knows. Do you understand the implications of such an act? I don't care who or what he is. We're talking about the truth here. About a man who seems dead set on framing K at all costs. The mask, corsage, ticket stub, and everything else. The items Kay was carrying when she was found. They were deliberately placed in her possession somehow by Chairman Winner himself. A shocking accusation, one I find hard to believe. For the sake of completeness, I must ask, why would he do such a thing? To cast suspicion on Kay, of course. Why else? Have you managed to get him to say something to that effect? Chairman Winner, your rebuttal, please. I think the good chairman might be in shock. So what if I did? Did you hear me, dear boy? I said, so what if I did? You say you got me to admit as much, but where is your proof? With no witnesses to speak of, your word alone is hardly enough to make an accusation like that stick. Or do you mean to tell us that you have something more to base your outburst on? He still has that arrogance he showed back at the detention center, and yet... Mr. Edgeworth, I'm going to have to ask you to explain yourself. That's all right, Mr. Chairman. Not at all. I will be very interested to hear this for myself. I'm intrigued to learn where Miles may have gotten an idea that I'm some sort of criminal. Rank up into CXZ's 105 Scuba? Oh my god, thank you for the 105 consecutive streams. That's amazing. Thank you for being like a fan for that long. That's impressive, I'll admit. Thank you. Unemployment boss. There's someone with a 190 here. Oh, it might be 200. It's like pretty high. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. 215. I'm surprised I've been streaming that long. Hold on, let me stretch. Because you'll never find a more fine and upstanding citizen than myself. He has a lot of nerve acting all innocent like that. Very well. Let's start at the very beginning. The fact that the auction took place right here in this hallowed trial chamber is a point of suspicion. A location that should, by right, only be accessible to members of the committee. Yeah, they all have key cards to the room after all. Furthermore, these auctions seem to be held on a somewhat regular basis, and for that to be possible, there can be only one winning explanation. That's right, Mr. Winner. The auctioneer is a member of the committee. What? No! What on earth is wrong now? What do I do, Dad? I played right into his hands. Oh, you did indeed, you utter nitwit. But Miles, my boy, you do realize you've cast quite the wide net with your explanation. That's true. There are 11 members of the committee altogether. Oh! Not autoplay. 10 given Miss Ringer's unfortunate passing. Get away with the autoplay. Well, it certainly isn't me. Okay, what I was going to say is, in Lada's testimony... Where's Lada's testimony? 11 attendees altogether. That's crazy. It can't be the chairman. Can it? Whoever it is, speak up right now. Come. Calm down, all of you. Please. There's also a missing seat here, too. So, like, the implication that it's the committee is, like, there. Well, Miles, is that all the proof you got against me? Heh, you're very quiet all of a sudden. But it's too late to back out now. You accuse a former chief prosecutor and current committee chairman of a crime. I would tell you to prepare for the worst. But there's no preparing for what you're about to face. You've been forcing us to argue over every little detail for a while now. Where the murder happened, the order of the victim's injuries, some other things I hardly even remember. But you needn't have it bothered, my boy. It's all irrelevant in the end. Think about it. The suspect herself has already said she did it. That's all that matters at the end of the day, and her sentence will be lighter for it. So rejoice. Bruh. What is this, dog? There you have it. Feel free to pick holes in it as you see fit. How can I, when that was barely a testimony to begin with? That man, he's a very powerful person, isn't he? It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. Please, just let it go. I did it. I'm the murderer. I even remember doing it. You saw a flash of something half remembered, Kay. Nothing more. If you must believe in something, believe me when I say you should believe in your own innocence instead. But I'm up against the head of the committee here. This isn't going to be easy, but he seems to think he's already won. Perhaps I can use that against him. The order of the victim's injury, some others. Okay. Da da da. But you shouldn't have bothered. Think about it. Suspect herself has already said she did it. Bruh. So all that matters at the end of the day, her sentence will be okay. Maybe you can catch his ass.
Hold it!
I seem to recall the ringleader's identity and the faulty coroner's report being critical points of contention. Yes, I was listening, my boy, but critical is a matter of opinion. How can you possibly suggest that such a fundamental issues are not important? Perhaps it is your ability to make sound judgments that should be on trial here today. Oh ho ho ho. Bravo, my young hothead. Wonderfully cutting stuff. You do like to try, though, don't you? Okay, you just didn't say shit.
Hold it!
Okay, you're just gonna say it's irrelevant. There's no way any of what we discussed today is irrelevant, not unless you intend to bury the truth. But none of it is relevant, dear boy. The only reason you keep trying to make it relevant is because otherwise you're up a creek without a paddle. Dude, he's just not saying anything. This is a press everything moment. Just because she confesses something doesn't make it the truth. Kay is suffering from amnesia, so any statement she makes should be taken with at least a grain. That's true, yes.
Objection!
Even so, it doesn't exactly solve anything for us. Does it, dear boy? It would be nonsensical to dismiss her confession outright. I tell you what, why don't we ask her one last time? Though I'm sure she'll say she did it again. Fine, let's do it. Let's ask her again. Let's see if she really believes herself to be the culprit. Huh? You mean me? Is this really what you want, Mr. Edgeworth? If it goes badly, it could significantly weaken your position. I know, but there's no other way. I only request that I be the one questioner. You really know how to tug at an old man's heartstrings, you know. But fine, ask away. On one condition. If this turns out to be a waste of time, that's it. We'll call the proceedings to an end, then end there. Agreed? Call the proceedings to an end? You mean the hearing? Yes, dear boy, that's right. Perhaps you aren't a complete muddlehead after all. Now, just so we're clear, if we ask again and all that happens is the girl confirms her guilt, she is officially declared guilty on the spot. Yes, that sounds like a great plan, if I do say so myself. That's it? You just declare her guilty, just like that? That's the gist of it. It's a big risk, but he's gonna find a way to condemn her either way if we don't do something. Okay. Yes, I know it's a lot to ask, but I need you to think. Do you remember anything else about what happened on the day of the murder? Anything that might help us prove your innocence? Why? Why are you still fighting it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's no use. I can't be of help to you. I'm sorry. I'm too scared to try and remember anymore. What if I remember anything? What if I remember something even worse? And if I did, I'd just be making more trouble for you. Please, just accept it. The Kay you thought you knew is a dangerous criminal. A criminal who let you down and betrayed your trust. Don't worry, Kay. You have nothing to be afraid of. I may not have known you for very long, but I know you well enough. And right now, I'd say I know you better than you know yourself. Alright. W music. You would never commit a murder. You could never. Because this is who you really are. Oh, Yadagrasu. Da, 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 da. Dude, the penalty was crazy for that. You're the great thief, Yadagrasu. A noble outlaw who would never stoop so low as to kill. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Because all I can see is the one memory that's returned. I have to face it. No, the only evidence of your guilt is the confession they forced out of you. As I said earlier, you have to believe that you're better than that. Or are you saying you don't believe a word of what I've been telling you? No, it's not that. You're trying so hard to help me. And you're risking so much for me. It's too much. You have to stop. I'm begging you. Ah, so that's what's going on. I thought it was strange, but now I see. The reason you're allowing yourself to be railroaded accepting your fate is because of me, isn't it? Which is exactly what the K I know would have done. You're a good person, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I'm not. And I don't plan on becoming one anytime soon. Oh my god. W. Edgeworth. When is Murakumo x K's wedding? K's like... He's like twice her age, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if... I don't see any chemistry. I'm gonna be honest. Probably never. So you see, I've never been serving my own ego, regardless of what I put you through. Now let's try this again. See the good in yourself, Kay. Remember the noble thief you truly are. That memory of you committing the murder, you need to question it with all you have. I was tuned back in and that speech was immaculate. Aww. That's all I ask, so please do it for me. Kay. What's wrong? Do you remember something? Ho ho. Ho ho ho. It'd be like some cliche movie plot if she did. Dude, this whole fucking... This whole franchise has all these like cliche movie plots. Oh my gosh. A cow. A cow? Mr. Edgeworth, if you could perhaps ask her for a few more details. Well, okay. What can you tell us about this cow? I remember now. The person in the red raincoat. She had it in her hand. What the? A stuffed cow? I can see it so clearly now. And the burn mark. What the? Are you sure, Miss Faraday? Are you absolutely certain? Yes, I'm sure. Then this court acknowledges the defendant's latest statements as new testimony. Objection. Have you lost your mind, Verity? We can't accept testimony like... But they were so ready to accept other testimony, her previous testimony. With all due respect, Mr. Chairman, information pertaining to the victim and her possessions is new and highly relevant evidence. Objection. Need I remind you of the addled state of her memory? No, this simply won't do. But like he's choosing to believe Kay's other testimony when it's convenient? Addled. But if we claim her memory is unreliable, then our own argument is weakened, sir. You said yourself only a few minutes ago that thanks to the suspect's confession, we need not worry ourselves over the finer details. Did you not? Were we to call the validity of her memories in question, then we must also call into question the confession on which our entire argument is based. Is that really the most advisable course of action? Yes, you're right. Proceed as you see fit, then. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're still in the game, but only by the skin of our teeth. And only thanks to Judge Gabel's intervention. It's almost as if she was on our side for a second. Ah, come on. Anyone could have said that. I'm going to be honest. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, the stuffed animal, I believe the cow in question is this thing here, Your Honor. We found it in the storeroom and believe it is yet another auction lot. Cow. Wait, that's... Do you know something, Gavel? No, it's just... Not what I imagined. I suppose it is a rather odd thing for the victim to have been carried. I should look over it carefully. Oh. Are these... Where's the one he pointed her and called her a cow? Ermy. So this is the left horn is missing. Okay, it's like one of those like screw-on horns. Okay, so I was thinking the stuffed animal was the horn was like the murder weapon, but it was like part of a stuffed animal, so I assumed it was, fluff. It had fluffy stuffing or something. So no way you can pierce somebody's skin with that. But it looks like you can screw. This is a plastic part or something, This looks like that's where the horn would have gone. But that doesn't look like stuffing in there. So what is it? Yeah, there's no stuffing. Let's take a look at the rest of this toy, see what else we can find. The right horn seems attacked, but I can't say it's doing much for the overall symmetry of this stuffed toy. Look, Mr. Edward, it moves. It does? Bzzz, sure. Sounds like sand being crushed. It would seem there is a recording device hidden inside. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. Nothing to say for yourself. I waited so long for this day, and now I'll finally have my revenge. Ah! Could this be the moment of the murder? Someone made a recording of it. Hey, that's them right there. Them's the voices I heard. Sure as eggs is eggs. Unfortunately, we have no way of verifying when these voices were recorded. It's possible they have nothing to do with the murder. If only there were some accompanying video footage. You got bugs in your ears or something, lady? I done told you. Told you. Them's the voices I heard. And we already know the victim was holding that thing, right? So it's gotta be from when she got. Yes, it is a possibility, but a weak one without more than your word to back it up. We need something more. Something credible. We need... Yet again, she seems to be stepping in. Judge Gavelle, I think we all know the voices are from the moment of the murder. Consider for a moment the words we heard one of the speakers say. The burn. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. I believe we have something that could explain what those words are referring to and how it's all related. Which piece of evidence the voice that are from when the murder occurred? The coroner's findings, right?
Take that!
Coroner's preliminary findings? How do they prove anything? Indeed, what on this page shows that the voices must be from the time of the murder? Burn.
Take that!
Think again on the words we heard. This part in particular sticks out in my mind. You can't hide that burn from me. The victim had a prominent burn mark on the back of her right hand. And what of it? According to case testimony, the victim was carrying the stuffed cow toy, and a burn mark, an identifying mark unique to the victim, was mentioned on the recording it captured. It's just a coincidence. Stuff like that happens all the time, right? I'm not so sure that it does, especially not in this case. The court accepts that the recording may be from the time of the murder, in which case, one of the two voices must belong to the real culprit. And based on the content of the conversation, it seems likely that it's the one we hear the most. That still doesn't tell us anything about the killer's true identity, or even if they're male or female. Due to the voice changer is correct. Fortunate, but unavoidable. One thing, however, has become clear. We are now able to say that the voices Miss Hart heard were those of Miss Ringer and her killer. Just like I done told you they was. We can say something else now too. Then let's hear it. That is, if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman. Do as you wish. According to Miss Hart, just before the murder occurred, two people came up to the storeroom from the committee chamber on the elevator. The ringleader and one of the auction attendees. It seems this was the point at which money exchange hands. The murder happened immediately afterwards, and the auction carried on after that, all of which points to one key fact. What's this room? Let me see. Let me double check what they just said. One of the auction attendees. Victim in this case was none other than the ringleader themselves. You sure about that, Brainiac? Auction carried right on after the deed done got did. No. Oh right. So it can't be the ringleader. Oh duh. Okay. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what is this new crucial revelation you speak of? Okay, I keep like messing up that detail. The ringleader was a killer. Since the ringleader was the auction's sole auctioneer, then it follows that they cannot be the victim. Hey, Gavel? Not right now, Eustace. There's a good boy. Uh-oh. And if they weren't the victim, then they can only have been the killer. A compelling argument, but hardly conclusive. I'm fully aware of that, Your Honor. I was merely warming up for the main event. There were certain traces left on the scene that seem to suggest that the ringleader was the killer. Then please hurry up and show us. There's something that was placed on the scene that points to the ringleader. Is it the... like the blood, right? Clothes box? Alright, let me see. Certain traces left on the scene that seem to suggest the ringleader was the killer.
Take that!
The killer deliberately left a large pool of blood at the foot of the Goddess of Justice statue. It was due to that blood that we originally thought the murder had happened in his chamber, but it was simply a ruse, designed to cover up the blood that dripped down from the storeroom. In order to conceal the existence of the underground auction, correct? Correct. If the culprit had nothing to do with the auction, they would have no reason to cover up that blood, which further supports the theory that the ringleader and the killer were one and the same. And as to the identity of the ringleader, do you have anyone you'd like to name? Auction is always held in this committee chamber, and it is a storeroom located just overhead. So at the very least, we know the murderous ringleader has connection to the committee. Yes, yes. And you suspect me, correct? As committee's most powerful member, that should hardly be a surprise, right? You're a fine prosecutor, that much I'll give you. But, as I think I may have mentioned already, you're also hopelessly naive. You've got nothing, dear boy, have you? No evidence whatsoever, unless you've got something to share after all. Do I have any evidence to show that the chairman went... No, I don't think we have evidence, bruh. Like, I haven't even made that deductive leap either. I'm not ready to do this yet. It was Chairman Winter himself who brought up the fact that I suspected him. And he seemed confident right from the get-go that he's untouchable. Which means he knows. He knows I have nothing. Oh, ho, ho. Well, Miles, my boy. Time to pay the piper. Ah, I've always wanted to say that. Verity, he's all yours. Wait, dang it. I just remembered something. Huh? Did you have amnesia too? Nah, it just done came to me. Flash of inspiration, you know how it is. Very well. Say your piece.
Objection!
What are you doing, Verity? Mr. Edgeworth has made it clear that he won't give up until every last lick of hope has been extinguished. So extinguish we must, lest he try to drag us through this excruciating process again in the future. Yeah, what she said. I don't quite get it, but it sounded pretty cool. Don't worry, Dad. I'll help Gavel bring this to a winning finish. We'll show them how wrong they are. Fine. Let's hear what the witness has to say. You heard the chairman, Miss Hart. If you would be so kind. Well, all right then. Here goes nothing. The facts, Miss Hart, and nothing but the facts, please. Don't you worry your pretty little head on that front. I'm a journalist. Truth's my middle name. Colored me officially worried. So the ringleader is a killer, right? Which makes the victim, one of them, auction goers. Okay. Thing is, that don't add up. I counted 11 people coming down that hatch, see? Then the murder happened, and then the auction started back up again. Now I had me look back downstairs after that. No. And wouldn't you know it, there were 11 little duckies all lined up in a row again. How? And you're sure of this, Miss Hart? Sure as sure can be, your gavelship. Saw him with my own 2 peepers. So, 11 before the murder, and 11 again right after means... Wait, that's a thingy. A contradiction, Eustace. Do try to keep up. Miss Hart, did nothing really change at all? I done told you already. They carried right on again like nothing ever even happened. Oh, set 4. It wasn't nothing much, but this is it. That little old mallet doodad. Can't have yourself an auction without one. Kind of like the one Missy over there's got, but different. The auctioneers get hammered. That's the bunny. I done heard that thing banging and clanging right the whole way through. Then nothing. Just like that. The noise of the hammer stopped midway through. Did it have something to do with the murder? If what Miss Hart is telling us is true, we have something of a problem. Namely, that if the victim is neither the auctioneer nor one of the attendees, your entire theory cannot stand, Mr. Edgeworth. Chalk one up for justice. Eat that, Edgeworth. See, Mr. Edgeworth, there really was nothing we could do. No, there must be something we're overlooking, something we still don't have an explanation for. I just need to think. If I can't, K is... Alright, kids. Do we finally have all our answers now? If so, then I expect you to make good on. One moment, sir. I worry that might still be a little early to pass judgment. After all, we have one more matter yet to resolve. Not the PMO music. And until we do, we cannot claim complete and total victory over Mr. Edgeworth. Is that not so, Mr. Edgeworth? Frankly, I expected you to have raised your voice by now. Aloud, hold it, perhaps? Oh, yes, of course. Once again, she has rescued us from the jaws of defeat. Very well. Let's get this over with, shall we? What is this one matter that still remains? Why, the contradiction of the coroner's report, sir. That's... I'm back with the witnesses, Your Honor. Well, what's this all about? Why'd you call us back down here? Did somebody suddenly fall ill? I'll have a compress ready in 2 shakes of a... Ouch! This better be good. Did somebody else drop dead? Well, they might soon wish they had. Dr. Hertz, Miss Needler, thank you for coming on such short notice. Let me assure you this won't take long. Quit trying to butter me up and cut to the chase, will you? Ha ha ha. Of course. We summoned you here to confirm something. What is Judge Gavell up to? Dr. Hertz, this court asks that you provide the unabridged truth regarding the following. Do you stand by your preliminary findings? Can you vouch for the complete and total accuracy? Grandma doesn't make mistakes ever. That's strange. Huh? What do you mean? In the course of this trial, an error was indeed found in her report. And so I ask again for the truth, Dr. Hertz. Did you alter, tamper with, or in any way falsify your findings? That's awful. How can you even say that? What are you asking me for? Why the heck would I want to do that? To help the true culprit, of course. As if I'd know anything about all that. I just didn't do anything of the sort. Then that seems doubly strange. What other explanation could there be for the discrepancy in your report? Mr. Edgeworth? I wonder if you might have had any thoughts on the matter. It's not like you to be coy, I must say. Why does she keep taking charge and helping me? I still don't know what she's trying to do, but I'll happily take what I can get. If everything was recorded accurately and then handed off to Mr. Winter according to protocol, then the report shouldn't contain any mistakes. Wait. For the record, I didn't do anything to report. I guess we'll see, won't we? Mr. Hertz, perhaps we could begin with your side of the story. Why do we even need to? This is pointless. Okay, so I don't think she was malicious. I think we're gonna get the true account of what happened, and then the report itself was changed after the fact. I'll be the judge of what's pointless. Thank you very much. We have patients waiting back at the hospital. But Grandma, ouch! We really don't have time for this. Won't you please help us? I can't stress how important this is. Grandma says she'll testify. But could you please make it quick? We're not back soon. People will suffer. Yet you had no qualms about taking your time and buying cotton candy last time we saw you. We'll let you go as soon as we can. I promise. Assuming you tell us the truth, that is. No way there's mistaken Grandma's part. Not never. I've been dealing with the dead longer than you've been alive, Sonny Jim. Me writing something wrong is about as likely as ow. And what the heck do you think I'd stand to gain by the doctor in a file? Doesn't make a lick of sense. That's all she has to say. Nothing funky here. See? It's just as I thought. There's no chance the good doctor find it. And you swear by the holy goddess that this testimony is true. Of course. Grandma's never told a lie in her...
Objection!
Your opinions are not necessary, Nurse Needler. Your grandmother is the subject of this inquiry, not you. Not necessary? That's not fair. I'm the only ally poor Grandma has. Go ahead and shout objection left and right, but you best be prepared then, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor. Oh, I'm more than prepared. I'm ready to expose the truth behind the error in the report. If she's an accomplice, I would never have guessed that. That'd be crazy. Okay. Okay, this is just old people trying to flex. Likely as... Oh! Why was she silenced here? Victim appears to have put this raincoat on after sustaining the head injury. And yet there was not a single drop of her blood in the chest area of the raincoat. Therefore, she must have been hit in the head before she was stabbed in the chest, making it pre-mortem. Oh, that's... Ouch! I don't need you to teach me how to suck eggs, young man. My dang report already says what you just said, don't it?
Objection!
The report states that the head injury appears to have been sustained post-mortem, which is the exact opposite of what I just said. Oh. Sure. I diligently dictated that report to Florence here, and she wrote it all down just like I said. If something happened to it after that, wanted nothing to do with me. You dictated it? If you could please tell me more. So the grandma did it right. She didn't, so she dictated it. She was not responsible for the report. Florence is probably where it got lost in translation or miscommunicated or whatever. But Florence is probably accomplished more than likely. Because if she dictated it, it never got reported. She never wrote it. So Florence is responsible for writing it. Dr. Hertz, I'd like you to take a look at the report for yourself. Oh, I'll read it too. Yeah. Youch! This ain't what I said. This ain't what I said at all. What? What do you mean exactly? Oh my gosh. What is this face after the elderly abuse? I don't know. But I can't say that. Miss Needler, if you're attempting to bury Dr. Hertz's truth, I will gladly hear her confession myself on behalf of the Goddess of Justice. Dr. Hertz seems to be telling Judge Cavell something in private. What? I see. Very well. Allow me to relay to everyone what you just told me. Ain't no doubt about what I said. I did secrete my findings of Florence just like I told you I did. The fuddle-headed young thing must have wrote it down wrong or something. Wow, that was a great impression. Yes, but was it really necessary? So in summary, there's an error in the report. It was all because of you, Nurse Needler. Ah! The true facts have now been shown to be that the head injury occurred prior to the chest wound. The question now, Miss Needler, is why did you introduce such an error? Okay, so she's an accomplice. Okay, this guy's stepping in and makes it sus too. Just a minute, Verity. You make it sound as if the poor girl did it deliberately, whereas it seems to me she just made a little mistake. Pre-mortem, post-mortem, they're practically the same word, don't you think? Except they mean two completely opposite things. This was deliberate, no doubt about it. But why would she want to change it? Exactly, thanks. Ouch. You won't get away that easy. Explain yourself, young lady. But Grandma, you submitted a falsified report, an act that led to Kay being accused of murder. You owe us an explanation. You know, I was hoping Florence wouldn't have been as, sus. But she did deliver Kay to us. Because she delivered Kay to us. But there could have been some, tampering in between. I can't tell you. Not don't want to, but can't? This is really rather unpleasant, don't you think? Ganging up on this poor, considerate girl who's only looking after her grandma. She has nothing to do with anything. She simply made one tiny mistake. So why not leave it there?
Objection!
You'd like that, wouldn't you? Because the only person her testimony would hurt is you. What on earth do you mean, my boy? Seeing as you're now a de facto ex-prosecutor, you're going to need to explain yourself better than that. I'd be happy to. I'll even spell it out for you. Nurse Needler's role in this crime was very important because... Okay. Nurse Needler doctored the report in order to cover for her accomplice. Ow! Oh, ho, ho, ho. So she's a co-conspirator. This innocent young thing. Do share your grounds for making such a wild accusation, dear boy. The murder couldn't have been committed by the one person working on their own. At least two people, it wouldn't have been possible to maintain the attendee numbers. The auctioneer was the murderer, and the victim was one of the attendees. The fact that a witness testified to there being 11 attendees even after the murder doesn't make sense. Hey, watch it. Y'all got to call my good word into question now. That's not what I meant. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I'm taking you at your word, which means there must be a co-conspirator. I know it's hard, my boy, but sometimes you just have to accept that you were wrong.
Objection!
I wasn't wrong. I just hadn't considered the possibility of the killer having an accomplice. But as soon as we do, things start to fall into place. It's so complex. Like, once you introduce, one killer, it's just easier to deduct things. But, oh, dude, it just makes things so much more complex. Because they could have, shuffled roles around and stuff like that. And you have to be very, very precise, what one did. Because you can't just say, if you start fumbling what they possibly could do, or, they overlap. Yeah, this is, The killer's accomplice returned to the auction room and placed the victim. There would have been 11 attendees both before and after the murder. Well, so that's your thinking, is it? Certainly an intriguing theory. Surely the imposter would have been spotted right away. I don't imagine that the nurse Needler would look strikingly different from the victim in build and stature. With the help of a mask, she could very easily, however, replace Mrs. Ringer without anybody noticing. Well, Nurse Needler, is that what happened? Did you take the victim's place at the auction? I wouldn't do something like... Now tell us, the ringleader, who were they? I can't tell you. I just can't. It hurt Grandma too. Ow! But Grandma... Don't you worry about me. I can take it. You just tell me everything, child. But... Grandma! Oh my gosh. Oh my god, though. So I was right. She was an accomplice. Miss Needler, why? Well, Miss Needler, can you explain yourself? Yes. Huh? Oh, thank you, Grandma, but I'm alright now. I confess it. I changed places with Miss Ringer. You admit that you were working with the ringleader. Yeah, I was helping them. I don't know how, but they found out Miss Ringer was going to attack them. culprit was going to be attacked by the victim. They seemed pretty sure it was going to happen that night, so they made a counterplan. They wanted to strike first, and they wanted me to help them. I was told to go to the storeroom before the auction began and wait there. Now hold on right there, Missy. I didn't see nothing, and my eyes don't lie. If you'd have been there from the auction, I would have bumped right into you. I was there the whole way through, and you weren't there for a bit of it. But I'm not lying. Well, that's easy for you to say, but you were lying about altering that report only a few minutes ago. I think we're all well aware of the number of potential hiding places in that storeroom. Are we? Where exactly are you trying to say our friend, the nurse, was hiding? Nurse hid here while she was... Oh, at the box.
Take that!
She hid inside this clothes box. Oh, she did. Did she? Huh, well, it was there the whole time, even before I moseyed on in. But like I done told y'all, it had all them chains around it. Wanted to hide in there myself, really, but it was locked up tight, so I had to go elsewhere. I imagine that's because Nurse Needler was already lying in there by the time you arrived. That's right, we didn't want anybody to open it, or it would have been really blowing our cover. The ringleader told me to climb in and wait until it was time. Why did you withhold the statement? This is like an extreme... How did you just remember this? And then they wrapped the whole box up in chains. I think they took the elevator downstairs not so long after. It was just before the auction was due to start. So as the auction was beginning, you and Miss Hart would have been the only people in the storeroom? Yeah, I think so. The auction proceeded as it always did. So a certain customer came upstairs to complete her purchase. That was when the incident occurred. Miss Hart overheard the victim and culprit exchanging words around them. You betcha, I was behind the statue there, shaking like a dang leaf the whole time. In the middle of their quarrel, Miss Ringer was killed by the auctioneer. Imagine that the auctioneer then carried Miss Ringer's body over to the clothes box, from which Nurse Needler emerged and swapped places with the victim. After placing Miss Ringer's body inside the box, Nurse Needler's role now was to pretend to be Miss Ringer. The two of them returned to the room below as if nothing had happened. That's about sum up what happened in Storm, Nurse Needler. Okay, this makes sense, because then... Wow, okay. Yes, in fact, that's exactly what happened. Hold up, so you just waltzed right back on in and nobody noticed? This is two completely different people we're talking about. The masked. You're telling me not one of the other folks down there at the auction caught on? Why would they? The other auction goers had no reason to notice the difference when Nurse Needler entered because she had stolen the victim's clothes? As we've seen, Miss Ringer and Nurse Needler are about the same build. What's more, the auction rules required attendees to wear their masks all the time. Nurse Needler were wearing the same clothes as Miss Ringer. Nobody would have been any the wiser. No, and they weren't. I borrowed Miss Ringer's clothes and ouch! And left the poor child in her smalls? Have you no respect, girl? No, Grandma, I thought the same thing. It wouldn't be nice to leave her like that. So when the ringleader wasn't looking, I put that raincoat on her. That's how Miss Ringer came to be wearing it. Thus the auction was able to carry on as before. Guess the part where I caught the red raincoat on film just came after. Yeah, it must be. Then it all makes sense. Right after that was when I went on over and looked downstairs through the gap in the elevator. Spied me 11 happy little auction goers. Then back, I snuck to my little hideout. Don't tell me you were hiding back there the entire time after that. Well, that is not exactly. What is it? Did something happen? So maybe I have mentioned this before, but I fell asleep for a few weeks after that. Well, passed out unconscious, you might say. What happened? Oh, nothing much. Kind of silly, really, but there was a sudden loud noise, and it startled me just a little bit, you know? Alright, maybe more than a little, but I just witnessed a murder. Can't blame a girl for getting jumpy. Yes, that got my heart shook and my head pain. Before I knew it, I was out like a light. By the time I came to, it was the next day, and y'all were clinking down that ladder. I see, so you were startled by a loud noise and fell unconscious. I suppose that means you don't know what happened after that. Not per se, but, well, after the auction was over, all the masks were back on the rack. So I reckon the guests done finished up and filed out one by one like they was supposed to. Nurse Needler, once the auction had restarted, what exactly were you doing? I was pretending to be Miss Ringer and placing bids just as the ringleader wanted. I had to win the clothes box as I'd been instructed. It had a dead body inside after all. Imagine somebody else had one. We would have been in real trouble then. She had no idea that the victim had vacated the box in the meantime. No, not until we came back, so I could pay for it. That was when we noticed. The ringleader told me to go look for her right away. Except I found some other girl collapsed at the foot of the ladder instead. Okay. Chud or Riot? World starts tomorrow for you? Yes, it starts tomorrow for me. It's right after work, so I'll have to figure out. Yeah. I'll probably go live. Damn. What is this PNG? What do you mean? What is this PNG? Why are we questioning the goat? I just realized, yeah. Yeah, I commissioned. Yes, she must have fallen from up on the roof and been knocked unconscious. Yes, the victim must have left that hatch wide open, huh? That would explain it. Kay would have been so shocked. The buh was not me. I did not commission the buh part. that was Nevion Hero. That was just a touch from the artist. Here. This is the artist. But I don't know if they're chilling. F you, bud. Do be then. This yeah. F you, bud. That explains the noise that caused you to faint as well, Miss Hart. There was a sound of Kay crash landing onto the storeroom floor. Yeah, I suppose. Can't believe something like that don't knock me out for so long, though. So in summary, by the time Miss Needler found Kay, you were already sound asleep behind the statue. I think we've got a good grasp on what occurred up to this point now. Miss Needler, if you would continue. Sure, so I found Kay, and next I found Miss Ringer, and I put them both in the clothes box. We couldn't risk any of the auction goers seeing them. That would have caused a real hullabaloo. Was that your idea, or the ringleader's? Theirs. But putting the raincoat on Miss Ringer was my own idea. So I tried to get rid of it before they found out what I'd done. I imagine they were none too pleased when it showed up as a surprise piece of evidence in this case. And lastly, the ringleader and I put her in an auctioneer's outfit we prepared. Of course, which completed the deception and made everyone think she was the auctioneer. All in all, the auction finished up without anybody noticing anything. And that was that. Now that we know the extent of your crimes, Nurse Needler, if you have anything further to share, I advise you to do so immediately. I wish I could tell you more, but I'm sorry. That's all I know. Oh, except for one other thing. It did seem a little strange, I guess. I was borrowing Miss Ringer's clothes. It took everything I could, but I couldn't take her hair, obviously, so... Ow! You're dang right, you couldn't take her hair. What kind of medical professional are you? That's where you draw the line? So taking her clothes was okay? Our hair was totally different. The style, the length, everything. I kind of panicked. Ringler thought of everything, including wigs. 2 of them, in fact. There was a straight one and a wavy one. They were both stashed in the clothes box. 2 wigs? But why? Right? I wondered that too. I thought maybe they were worried that she might have changed up her style. Anyway, I took the Starlight one. Straight one. That was the one that matched your hair on the day. A wavy wig in the box. And that's everything you know? There's nothing else you're forgetting? No. Huh? No, really, Grandma. That's everything. I take it that you really have no idea who the ringleader might be? Sorry, I only know that they were in charge of the auction. I didn't see them without their mask on. They were pretty careful to keep their identity a secret from everyone. Arrgh, if I can't get something concrete on them. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Well, Miles, are we about done? You've proven the nurse was part of the murder plot. But sadly for you, it doesn't change a whole lot. Because it does nothing to prove that Kay Faraday isn't the ringleader. What the fuck? And justice must prevail. We can't change the law, even for your sake. Is this it? Am I not going to be able to save Kay?
Objection!
Francisca, what are you doing here? As I told you before, Miles Edgeworth, where the case leads, I follow. Your dedication is an inspiration to us all. But don't go getting the wrong idea, little brother. I'm only here to deliver truth regarding the suspect. I I'm certainly not here to forgive you for abandoning the way of the prosecutor. I understand that. You should thank your former subordinate for what I'm about to share. In his desperation to help Kay Faraday, he gave me a valuable piece of information. Detective Gumshoe did that. Prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth, for the final piece of the puzzle. Rosie Ringer's head wound was the first of the injuries she suffered, not the second. Oh wait, we got there. Okay, so she's corroborating what we already. Well, someone say something. Yes, there's no easy way to say this, Francisca, but we already proved that ourselves. You what? Yes, just a few minutes ago. Oh, well, why did you say so sooner? You didn't exactly give us a chance. And I suppose you know about the murder weapon too? No, not yet. Ha, good. Then listen up. The victim was struck on the head with a blunt object bearing a circular surface, and the wounds to the chest were actually inflicted post-mortem. Circular surface.
Objection.
And you're certain of that, I assume? Your sources are above board? Two trusted medical professionals reached the same conclusion independently. You couldn't ask for more.
Objection.
That's certainly good to know. Fortunately, you're overstepping the bounds of what? I am the prosecutor in charge of Interpol's investigation of the underground auction, and this murder occurred during that auction. It would be negligent of me not to pursue leads pertaining related parties, especially the victim. My, you've really become quite the force to be reckoned with, haven't you, my dear? Then all parties are in agreement. The victim died from a blow to the head. Sadly, the murder weapon itself has yet to be identified. Based on the shape, I might have an idea or two. But guys, I didn't turn up any other weapon during my investigation. Yeah, one need only think about the setting in an auctioneer's tools, and the answer should be obvious. Object was circular surface used in auction. Obviously talking about the auctioneer's hammer. Well, what would an auctioneer have readily at hand? Auctioneer's hammer, of course. But we never found one of those. If the auctioneer was indeed the killer, it does seem a likely candidate for the murder weapon. But without the evidence to support your theory, it remains nothing more than that. Oh, I have just the evidence you need right here. Hammer was a murder weapon? Bruh. Bruh. The sound of the auctioneer's hammer could no longer be heard.
Take that.
Miss Hart told us something very important about the auction after the murder occurred. She said that the very prominent sound of the auctioneer's hammer could no longer be heard. Now why would that be? I'll tell you why. Because it had just been used in a murder and was covered in the victim's blood. Would need to be disposed of. Isn't that right, Chairman Winner? I'll have our people look into this right away. Oh, ho, 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 ho. You really are like a dog with a bone, aren't you, dear boy? But if you can't dedicate yourself to a cause when you're young, when can you? Seems so very confident we'll never find it. Very well. A search for the murder weapon will be conducted. In the meantime, the court is in recess. Dang. Okay, the final stretch. A formal accusation. Silence in the courtroom, please. Miss Von Karma, if you would be so kind as to update us on the progress of the search. It's not good news, I'm afraid. The entire big building has been searched from top to bottom, and no auctioneer's hammer was found anywhere. That is bad news indeed. Then we have no choice but to move ahead with the verdict. Such a terrible shame. But I suppose only a fool would have left the murder weapon behind. It's certainly not what I expect from a first-rate criminal mind. No, there's just not enough to work with here. Can't carry us any further on my own. Yes, it really is a tragedy, but such is life, I suppose. I was just thinking back over the defendants I made plea deals with over the years. People who poured their hearts out to me, who trust me with every detail of their crimes. And then, when it came to their sentencing, I recommend life in prison every time. For every single one. Ho ho. Oh ho ho ho. Oh, if you could only see them. The stupid, dumbfounded looks on their faces. The verdict will now be passed. All present will accept the goddess's word as law. There's nothing more I can do. Kay and I are both. If only we had some proof. I never imagined I would be passing judgment on you under such circumstances. The end of the road, huh? By the power vested in me. Excelsius winner, this court hereby indicts you for your crimes. What? Huh. What on earth's got it into you? Verity? I submit for the court's consideration the case file of a certain incident, namely the IS-7 incident, murder that took place 18 years ago. What? What does that file have to do with? Wait, you mean your late night visit to this chamber? That was to... Precisely. I came here to retrieve these documents, though sadly it would seem that I arrived too early to catch the auction itself. When we spoke of the matter before, I implied that I had come to retrieve files pertaining to your own case. You'll have to forgive me. That was a ruse to buy myself more time. What the heck are you doing, Gavel? You can't just accuse my dad. The proper grounds, it's defamation. That's not what defamation is. I think he's trying to say defamation. An excellent observation, Eustace. Oh, it is? And of course, I have the grounds to make such an accusation. 18 years ago, Mr. Manfred von Karma had some details about the victim's body fabricated. Details he was forced to fabricate when the sculptor Artie Frost's body went missing. My papa fabricating information? What is the meaning of this? Ian Seidman, the detective originally assigned to the case, did in fact report the body had gone missing. However, it seems that a certain someone wasn't very pleased with Mr. von Karma and deliberately withheld that information in order to bring him down a few pegs. What? This individual refuses to allow anyone to go against their wishes or to challenge their power. And they're known to go to extreme lengths in order to bring those who defy them to heel. 18 years ago, they were no different. In fact, they even ordered Dr. Hertz to create a fake autopsy report for the IS-7 incident. What? She was responsible for the fake report? Well, wait, you have to understand, Grandma, she's not a bad person. She had to do what he said. She didn't have any choice. He, the person in question, was the chief prosecutor at the time. The chief prosecutor 18 years ago? No. The man who gave Papa the first penalty of his career. Excelsius winner. It was you. What are you all talking about? My dad would never do something like that. I'm sorry, Eustace, but your opinion on the matter is not needed here. Well, Chairman Winner, do you have anything to say for yourself? All that nonsense with the body. That was Manfred's doing. Such a willful boy. And the fake autopsy report. Hilda, how could you? I still can't believe you naughty kids would do such dishonest things behind my back. We could just ask her why she did it. She is standing right over there, after all. Well, wait, Grandma can't. She's... Ouch! Grandma, I'm sorry. I knew. That's why I... Right, exactly. If I didn't, everybody would have found out about what you did. He said he was going to charge you if I didn't help them with their plan. He said he would. That he would... I just had to do what the auctioneer said. So you were coerced into it. Were you, Nurse Needler? And just to be clear, the auctioneer was Chairman Winner. I'm sorry, but I honestly don't know. The person forcing me to help them was the auctioneer. And they definitely looked to be about the same build as the chairman. But I never saw their face. Well, there must be something. Any detail, no matter how small, will do. Oh, wait, their mask didn't cover their whole face. Bruh. And the part that wasn't covered had a tattoo on it. I remember that much for sure. Bruh. A tattoo?
Objection.
This all sounds very dramatic, but I really don't know what you're talking about. There's no tattoo anywhere on my face. I think I'd know if there was one. Wouldn't you? Since I can't be the ringleader, no matter how much you want me to be. I only hope you can figure it out. Who this shameless manipulator might be. Oh ho 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 ho.
Overruled.
Your contempt for this court is an insult to the goddess. Are you sure it's not you who's feeling insulted here? I am not the only one who has been trying to bring you to justice, Miss Ringer had been trying too. And I refuse to let her sacrifice be in vain. Young Rosie was looking to take me down, you say? But why? I barely knew her. I've always had a certain magnetic charm, but I don't remember ever catching that particular eye. You barely knew the victim? Why, I do believe that is a new statement. The goddess demands that you offer your full testimony on the record. So that's how this is going to go. You mean to hound me until I finally break. Well, if that's the way you want to play it, fine. I'll destroy you all. Every last one of you. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to work with you on this one. I doubt we'll get another chance to put him on the stand. So let's make the most of this opportunity. Of course, Your Honor. I wouldn't have it any other way. Now, Chairman Winner, you will tell this court everything you know about Miss Ringer. Young Rosie was a member of the committee, of course. Dun, 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 dun. But we never really had any personal interaction. At least, none that I remember. I had no motive to murder that poor girl whatsoever. And I have absolutely no idea why she was after me. Alright, we're finally getting closer. I don't know if this will be the final testimony, though. You don't mean to accept your part in any of this? Of course he doesn't. He isn't guilty. How could he be? He's my dad, the winner of winners. That's very kind of you, Eustace. But you'll need more than mere words if you plan to cover for me. Right, you got it. I won't pin this on you. I believe in you, Dad. You'll beat Edgeworth. I know you will. Yes, yes. You really are such a sweet, simple child. He really loves his dad, huh? But that's no excuse for him to ignore his father's crimes. No matter how much he respects him. Regardless of their station in life, all criminals will be made to atone for their sins in time. This does feel like a final case, kind of. Especially now that we're bringing up all the... Like a finale, but especially we're bringing up a previous case. But we'll see. This won't be easy on Mr. Winner. But it has to be done. We can't let his father get away with this. At least none that I remember. Okay, this guy has a habit of pretending to... You're saying you barely know the victim at all. That's exactly what I'm saying, my boy. Yes. Why? I never even knew about that burn mark on her hand. You didn't? I mean, what's the point? You get to know someone, but before you know it, they're gone. It's become such a pain to remember things about others. They're here one day and gone the next. Yes, because they dare to stand up to you, and you make them disappear. Could you please add your remark about the victim's burn to your testimony, Chairman Winner? I didn't even know about the burn mark. Okay.
Hold it.
You're sure you didn't know about the burn mark? You really don't let up, do you? I'm not in the habit of memorizing who has a scar on their hand and who doesn't. But this wasn't just any old scar. It's pretty noticeable, in fact. Perhaps under normal circumstances. Now that I think about it, Miss Ringer did always wear gloves. Truth be told, I wasn't aware of the burn mark until after the incident myself. The victim's hands were always covered by a pair of gloves. Makes sense, of course. People can be very self-conscious about such things. I can only sympathize, being something of a sensitive soul myself. I do hope you're not too sensitive to pen that statement to your testimony. Always wearing... Okay, what kind of bullshit? Recorded had a prominent burn. Okay, this mentions the burn mark, but I'll revisit that one. Knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. I waited so long for this day, and now I'll finally have my revenge. So she wasn't wearing gloves during this time?
Objection!
That's how he was able to identify her? So the stringer always wore gloves? He did. That raises a rather important question. It highlights quite a contradiction. Okay, so she contradiction, you say? Really? If we listen again to the conversation that was captured by the subcal, you'll see what I mean. Bzzz. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. Nothing to say for yourself? I waited so long for this day, and now I'll finally have my revenge. Ah! We can be reasonably certain that what we just heard is the moment the victim was attacked. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. We assumed that those were the words of the killer. And where's the problem in that? It seems perfectly a sensible assumption to me. Hey, I'm afraid not, Chairman Winner. For you see, if the victim was always wearing gloves, as you testified, then the burn marks on her hand should not have been visible to her killer.
Objection!
You speak as if gloves can't be easily removed. She could have taken them off during the auction. That's... But she hadn't. She was still wearing them when I changed places with her. So they must have been on her hands when she was being murdered too. What are you saying, my dear? You do know how much trouble you're in, don't you? I'm not scared of you anymore. I have Grandma on my side now. Now it's time for you to pay the piper, Winner. You dang devil. I see. So you're both looking to disappear too. That can be arranged. Not this time, Excelsius Winner. Only person disappearing will be you. Hey, you can't talk to my dad like that. Who cares if the burn was covered up? Why does that even matter? Oh, it matters because it turns our understanding of the burn mark on his head. What do you mean? What can the fact that the victim's burn mark post cover up possibly tell us? A murderer had a burn mark. Okay, so we couldn't have seen a burn mark in the first place if they always wore gloves. So the burn mark in question here is being identified as the. You better like this, Mr. Winner. The victim was wearing gloves. Therefore, the burn mark on her hand would not have been visible. In which case, whose burn mark was it that was being referenced in the recording? Okay, so somebody who wasn't the victim? Precisely. Only meaning that the culprit had a prominent burn mark too. Or put it another way, I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. Those words were spoken not by the murderer, but by the victim. No way!
Objection.
Eustace, my boy, would you mind stepping aside for a sec? Look, Miles, it's nice to see you having fun with your little flights of fancy, but let's get serious. So the murderer had a burn mark now. Really? Where? Your little theory will either take flight or die depending on your answer here, I'm afraid. He's not messing around. I have to figure out where the burn mark was, and fast. I wonder where it could have been. All the auction people were wearing disguises, right? Yes, and each disguise was different. In spite of that, the burn mark was visible to the victim somehow, which means... Well, shall we? Enlighten us. Why don't you? Where was the murderer's burn mark? I assume you have some evidence. No. Is it clothes?
Take that.
Here's my evidence. The outfit the ringleader was wearing throughout the auction. Or rather, the outfit you were wearing, Chairman Winner. Oh, ho, 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 ho. What exactly is that supposed to tell us?
Objection.
A suit, white gloves, and a mask. This disguise should have covered almost all of your skin. But according to Nurse Needler's testimony, the auctioneer's mask didn't quite cover your entire face. Not only that, she claims to have seen a tattoo on the part that was exposed. But was it a tattoo, or did she simply mistake a burn mark for one? Okay, so I figured there was an overlap. A burn mark on the face?
Objection.
Sorry to interrupt while you're so clearly enjoying yourself, dear boy. But I regret to inform you that none of the committee members has such a burn. Okay? Myself included, of course. But, Dad, I mean... Eustace, do you think you can be quiet, please? You can be foolish on your own time later. Well, you may be an annoyance most of the time, Mr. Winter, but on this particular occasion, I'm grateful for your presence. A reaction like that from you, his son, is as good as indicator of the truth as I could have hoped for. It gives me a much-needed confidence boost considering another theory of mine, namely who that one unexplained item belongs to. What's the matter with Mr. Winter? I think he might be in shock. After all, he's usually the last to figure things out. But in this case, he seems to have gotten there all too quickly. He knows that his father is indeed the real murderer. He's sad because he knows the truth, so it's better not to know the truth at all. Okay, it's what we came here for. It doesn't matter how we get there. The important thing is finding the truth. You yourself told me that once, right when I needed to hear it the most. And now it's time for me to repay the favor and show you the truth of your innocence. I want to know, too, the truth of what really happened. So please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you show me? Yeah, I very much intend to. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You don't know when to give up, do you? Da-da. Where's this burn, then? Perhaps you could point it out to me. But you can't, can you? He's just nowhere to be found, just like your own evidence that I'm the killer. Yeah, hunt for contradictions all you like. You won't find anything. Because he's my dad, a winner through and through. I understand, Mr. Winner. I completely understand why you don't want to believe it's true. But if you ignore the truth now, you'll regret it for as long as you live. Dad, what do I do? I just don't understand it. How could I have raised such an utter buffoon? If you really wish to help your father Eustace, you can try thinking on your own for once in your life. You useless nitwit. But I try all the time, Dad. All I do is try. I went to the school you wanted me to go to. I aced every test. Look at my jacket. They only give these to the valedictorian. I did everything you told me. I worked like crazy, graduated top of my class. I tried to be just like you and win as many trophies as I could.
Objection.
You really are just a simpering simpleton, aren't you? Those tests you aced, I had the school give you perfect scores on all of them. Those debate and speech competitions you won, the judges were all friends of mine. If you never even realized that much, there's no hope for you, I'm afraid. None at all. You're no son of mine. Even you must see that. Oh, gone. My own son. They all leave in the end. Oh, ho, ho, ho. I mean, boo, hoo, 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 hoo. Even when he was trying, he was failing. And he did it all for me, then he should have tried harder. You're a disgrace. You don't deserve to be father, and you certainly don't deserve to be chairman of this committee. Even I feel sorry for the boy now. Poor Mr. Winner. Explain yourself, Chairman Winner. Just what do you think your son is to treat him in such a way? An utterly useless pawn sounds about right. But you're one to talk, Verity. You try to worm your way into my trust by using Eustace too. I cannot deny it. However, I have never thought of him as a mere pawn. He may not be a naturally gifted prosecutor, but he tries. In some ways, he tries harder than anybody. That's what I witnessed during my time with him, yet you would call him useless? How could you?
Objection.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Because he is Verity, my girl. Because he is Verity, my girl. He is utterly incapable of doing anything I ask of him. Okay, this is like, I get it that we're defending Eustace, but like, what does this have to do with the case? Mr. Edgeworth, I entrust my offering to the goddess to you, so that you may use it to call her final judgment onto Excelsius Winner. Thank you, Your Honor. I've been more than ready to do so. The ringleader had a visible burn mark on their face that night, and it would follow that Chairman Winner is currently hiding that mark somehow. How exactly was he dressed during the auction? That will be the key to solving this case at last. Now then, your answer please. Which piece of evidence will help us to reveal the burn mark on the culprit's face? The mask? Paired wigs. The other wavy. Was straight, so wavy not used. Is Excelsius wearing a wavy wig?
Take that.
Oh my gosh. It might actually be him wearing a wavy wig. Recall Nurse Needler's testimony, if you will. There's one thing we never quite resolved. The second wig. The one that wasn't used. I seem to remember it being wavy. What are you two talking about? Nurse Needler apparently found some very interesting items when she went to swap places with the victim. And what do they have to do with the burn mark? She found were two wigs. One was intended to make her look more like the victim. But what was the other one for? I don't suppose it was meant to be a spare. It doesn't take a huge leap of imagination to see the truth. Compare Chairman Winner's current appearance to that of the ringleader as it was described to us. Stop it. Stop staring at me. One very prominent difference presents itself. His face, or rather, what's around it. You mean... Ermi. Give me a second. It wasn't a wig after all. Indeed, not a wig intended to go on the top of the head in any case. It was a fake beard all along. Wasn't it, Excelsius Winner? Ah! 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 Ah, ah. This? Why? This is all my own, dear boy. How very unkind of you to suggest otherwise. Okay. We saw how your son reacted when he realized the truth. And how he desperately tried to cover for you, even in the light of his realization. That you still feared that he might expose you. Rather than take that risk, you bullied him until you couldn't take it anymore. W parenting. Because he knew that your beard hides a prominent burn mark. Chairman Winner, I insist that you remove your beard this instant. What the fuck is this burn? What happened to bro? There it is, the burn mark. Mr. Edgeworth, for bringing evil to justice before the eyes of the goddess, you have my thanks. Bruh. No, thank you. I couldn't have done it without you. Excelsius Winner, in the name of the goddess, I hereby pronounce my verdict. In the matter of the murder of Miss Rosie Ringer, this court finds you guilty. Army. The most obvious killer in history, bruh. Mr. Edgeworth, I can't thank you enough. You never gave up on me, even when I gave up on myself. That was very kind of you. There's no need to thank me. As a prosecutor... No, as a friend, it was the least I could do. Mr. Edgeworth, rejoice. I have learned that Chairman Winner has been safely delivered to the detention center. Search for the missing auction hammer continues. However, we are talking about Chairman Winner here, so it's highly likely that it has already been destroyed. In addition, there is one other matter I must inform you of. Chairman made a rather strange statement. According to him, the letters were not part of his plan. What? How could that be? He claims that he and Miss Needler found this letter on Miss Ringer's person. Then they found a second one on Katie's unconscious body. From their contents, the letters seem to be ones of correspondence. So he left to the conclusion that they must have been working with each other. It's quite a conclusion to jump to. As he read the letters, that's when he came up with the idea to frame Miss Faraday for Miss Ringer's murder. They decided to place victims in a very conspicuous place. Namely in her left chest pocket. Seems to me like he's just trying to make excuses for himself. Yes, I certainly thought the same. Perhaps it was some sort of last-stage ploy on his part, but it matters not. He will answer to the goddess now, and under her scrutiny, such strategies cannot hope to succeed. He will not escape justice. And with that, one of the duties with which I have been entrusted with is complete at last. Judge Gavel, before you go, can you tell us what you know about how Chairman Winner came to murder Miss Ringer? There's more there, isn't there? Yes, and I suppose you have earned the right to the whole truth. Miss Ringer once had a lover, a press photographer. He was investigating the underground auctions as a freelance journalist. Before he could uncover the truth behind the auctions, he was disappeared. All Miss Ringer was left with were the memories and personal effects of her lover. And so, seeking revenge on Chairman Winner, she made her appearance at the auction. Unfortunately for her, her opponent struck first. I see, so that's the story behind this case. While the goddess does not condone acts of wanton vengeance, Miss Ringer's actions have exposed Chairman Winner's crimes at last. That was your real goal. You were tasked with exposing Celsius Winner and the corruption at the heart of the committee. Does anyone know what happened to Winner, Mr. Winner? I'm afraid I haven't been able to get in touch with him. Do you have any idea why? Probably because I wasn't there for him just now when he needed me most. Oh, I really feel bad for him. Well, don't pity him too much. At least he knows the truth now. No matter how hard it might be, he'll need to learn to accept it. If he can't, he'll never be able to move on with his life. Trust me. A father's influence isn't easily erased, but in time he can hopefully try and change his ways. You're right. You've got to be. Can I change too? I wonder. Can I move on with my life? Are you okay, Kay? How's that head feeling? I'm fine. Thank you. I'm so sorry, Kay. You were my patient. I had a responsibility to you. Instead, I let them accuse you of youch. Dang right, we ain't just in the business of fixing bodies, Missy. The mind's where it all begins. You're right, Grandma. Speaking of which, how's your memory? It's like, with a little more time, maybe I'll be able to remember some more? Please forgive me, but I had better be on my way. I am to preside over the trial of Fifi Lagarde in a bit. Bronco Knight case, huh? Who's the defense attorney? It's supposed to be Miss Ringer, but as she is no longer with us, we are still in the process of finding her replacement. Miss Ringer was scheduled to represent Warden Lagarde? And of course, until we find Eustace, there's nobody to act for the prosecution either. In any case, I must take my leave. Ah. Well, wait, please. What about Mr. Edgeworth's badge? What's going to happen to it now? With the chairman under arrest, the committee's activities have been suspended for the time being. So to answer your question, it's complicated. It's all up to the goddess now. But... Don't worry about it, okay? It's a consequence of my own making. And I assume you do not mean to change your mind? Of course not. I choose the path of the truth, and I choose it willingly. With Chairman Winner out of the picture, justice is in the hands of the righteous once more. If you did wish to follow the path of the prosecutor again, Mr. Edgeworth, I would be more than happy to facilitate such a decision. It's very kind of you to offer, but I can't accept your help at this time. I can't ask for my badge back when I'm not even sure if I want it anymore. I see. It seems we are destined to continue on different paths then. Heh, well, I trust you'll keep my badge safe until they converge again. With all I have. In the meantime, I have here a token of the goddess's mercy. You may return this notebook to its rightful owner. Kay's promised notebook. Seems it was due to be sold in the auction. Along and with the name Kay written on its cover, Chairman Winner made the connection immediately and knew who it belonged to. It was the same name as the one in the letters after all. Letters he claimed to know nothing about? Suppose he insisted he didn't prepare them? And yes, he also had something else to say. Apparently he thought that Miss Faraday was after her notebook and that Miss Ringer was after his life. That their respective goals are what led them to cooperate and infiltrate the auction together. Fortunately for him, he misread the situation completely. It was all just happenstance. If Kay had known a defense attorney who was also a member of the committee, there's no way she wouldn't have told me. That just isn't like her. Haha, your belief in her is touching. While the notebook did become part of Chairman's cover-up scheme, it is also a treasured possession of Miss Faraday's, which is why I would like for her to have it back, as I am sure would the goddess. Thank you. I pray that it helps her recover her lost memories. Is everything alright? Judge Gavel wanted me to return something important to you. Isn't that... Oh my god, it's oh my god, no! That was a Clown University moment. Oh my god. Clown University. Hold on. Oh my god. I have to screenshot it. Okay. Always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers. Daddy, I wrote them all down, Daddy. Yeah, I'm gonna keep all my promises. Yeah, I'm gonna keep all my promises. Be a real hero when I grow up, just like you. Yeah. Oh my god, I gotta type it in the chat. Clown University. Yeah, there we go. I forgot to write one down. The most important promise of all. Promise number 5. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Hee hee, I remember it just how you said it. And now I'll never forget it. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. That's right. I have to try. I'm Kay Faraday, the great thief who'll do anything to get her hands on the truth. Second Yatagrasu and assistant to Mr. Edgeworth. Kay, is that really you? Heh, can't say I'm not a little bit embarrassed, but yeah, I'm back. I couldn't have done it without you, Mr. Edgeworth. You never stopped helping me, and even when I was totally lost, I couldn't remember anything. Thank goodness, you certainly seem to be back. Hey, so this is the real you, huh? Welcome back. It's so good to know you're better. I can sleep easy now. Now that you found it, don't you dare go losing that memory of yours again, young lady here. Miss Needler, Dr. Hurd, thanks a lot for looking after me. And if you really are better, how about you get out them dang hospital duds? Oh yeah, I washed all your clothes for you. Here. I thought they were with Detective Gumshoe. He handed them over to us after they came back from forensics. And did he mention it? If forensics found anything of note? I didn't ask. Anyway, never mind that now. Put them on, Kay. I want to see. Wait, what about her bandages? Surely it's too soon to remove them. Oh, it's probably fine. She may have taken a big old bump to the head, but she wasn't really hurt otherwise. But then why all the bandages in the first place? Prevention is better than cure. A stitch in time saves 9. Those are just a few of my mottos, both of which sound like painful and annoying practice for your patients. Okay, Kay, transformation time. Yippee! Let's go, Kay. Yeah, now this is what I'm talking about. Fits like a stolen glove. That smile suits you better too, as it always did. Thanks to you, Miss Von Karma. I'm so glad you showed up when you did. I simply came when Scruffy asked me to. I'm sure he'll be very happy to see you're back to your old self too. Yay! Speaking of Gummy, where is he? Who knows? Perhaps the well of his devotion ran dry when a certain someone threw away his badge. Detective Gumshoe. Anyway, I have to be going. And I'll be taking those two with me. Wait, what's going on? What's going to happen to them? Acting as an accomplice in a murder and forging an autopsy report 18 years ago, their crimes can be allowed to go unpunished. Can't be allowed to go unpunished. But the fact that Excelsius winner coerced them into cooperating will, of course, be taken into account. Don't you worry about us, Kay. As long as Grandma and me are together, we'll be alright. Take care, Kay Faraday. Until we meet again. Yippee! So, Kay, I know you only just got your memory back, but I need to ask you some questions. Sure, ask away. What happened the day you lost your memory? What were you doing? Let's see, somebody asked me to meet them at Gourd Lake. But I didn't know who it was. So there I was, just looking up at the moon when somebody in a red raincoat started walking toward me. They must have drugged me somehow, because that's when I fell unconscious. What? I'm not sure I follow. Kay was at Gourd Lake looking up at the moon? Anyway, when I came to, I was on the roof of this building. I was in a daze, stumbling around there when I saw the person in the red raincoat again. They were lying on the ground. I was so surprised. I stumbled backward. And then I was falling and everything went dark. When I came to the second time, I couldn't remember anything. The person in the red raincoat, who in the world were they? I'm sure they were walking midair. Thinking about it is making my head spin. Just breathe, Kay. You only just got your memory back. You're still confused. I imagine the root cause of your confusion is memories of two different locations, right? Imagine things are all mixed up in your mind because you were at a gourd lake one minute and then at the top of the big building the next. Because you saw the moon in both locations, your mind blended your memories of the two together. Huh? But those are two totally different places. I know I was pretty out of it, but I don't think I could have gotten them confused that easily. These things on the roof may have made you more likely to become confused. The cherry blossom?
Take that!
Oh, I guess concession stand too. There are two key similarities between the scene down by Gourd Lake here on the top of a big building. Cherry blossoms and food stands. Wait, you're right. The similarities are what cause your memories of both places to overlap. The person in the red raincoat wasn't walking in midair. They were walking toward you from across the park. But in your blurry memories, that same sight played out over the viewing platform instead. No way. Who steals a great thief's memories, huh? That's just cheating. Even still, this doesn't answer the question of who attacked Kay in the park. Was it the person in the red raincoat she saw? Beep, 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 beep. Did you hear that? It sounds like it's coming from up in the storeroom. Come on, let's go take a look. Well, howee! I smell another scoop and nopping. You're still here? She's just been watching this emotional moment. It's coming from this little gadget here, Mr. Edgeworth. This transceiver. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. Is it the killer? It's the killer. It's still going. But I'm no good with technology. Saying my butt. Come on, you have to pick it up. Fine, I'll do it. Beep. Hey, this is Edgeworth. Kay, if you could refrain from answering strange calls for me. Mr. Edgeworth, I presume. I know that voice. Shelly the Killer. Congratulations on another case solved. Yet I can't truly say it's been fully resolved, can you? I'm sure you've noticed by now there was a mastermind at work orchestrating the entire incident. Arrgh! How do you even know about this case? That's not what's important right now. Let's focus on a certain individual for the time being, shall we? I have indeed been wondering myself if somebody else could have been involved. If not, how are we to explain the piece of evidence that proved so damning to Kay's case? No way, an evil mastermind? But who? Who indeed? Perhaps you could share your thoughts? What is the evidence in question that points to somebody else's involvement? Is it the letters? Da, 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 da. That appears to be written by the victim K. Okay, so this is the one that convinced Excelsius that they were conspiring together. Letter K supposedly wrote to the victim. Yeah, I don't remember ever writing that. So who did? Who would prepare such a thing? I know I'm not the only one who would like to know. And how do we know it wasn't you? Now why would I do a thing like that, I believe the truth can only fully come to light in a court of law. But since you've had your badge revoked, that is no longer an option. How will it all end? I, for one, will be watching from the sidelines with interest. He even knows about my badge? Oh, and one last thing. I do hope you won't betray my trust in you. Now, I bid you farewell. What the heck did you mean by the case hasn't been fully resolved? Why is he so interested in us anyway? Ugh, everything's just one giant ball of mysteries. Seems we've only scratched the surface of this case. But even without my badge, I'm going to carry on doing what I can. However this ends, one thing's for certain. Come what may, I will expose the truth. Yippee! Alright. That was pretty chill. actually, I will. Army. All right, turnabout for the ages. There's like insane glaze for this case. So far, it's been okay. I wasn't like, what the hell? Oh, okay, this case closed. Okay. Okay, I guess we can. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah, there's the building. Cool. So yeah, we still need. Yeah, so this is the last case. I think this is like 10 to 12 hours or some shit. It's gonna take forever, but I'll save it. I'll save it. Why did you bully sister? I didn't bully sister. What bullying? We got her memories back. We returned her notebook. Okay. Let me. Okay, so I'll probably call it for today. Yippee! Okay, who is online? Alright, I'll just say hi to Pan. So yeah, I'll finish. I don't know when I'm going to finish this because we still have to do the M1 climb. And then there's also Worlds. That's going to take a significant amount of time. So, the next 48 hours are going to be super busy for me. Starting, like, after I wake up, actually. So... But yeah, so I just wanted to wrap this up. I'll figure out when I'll squeeze in. I'll probably just wait for next month to finish AI 2. How long is... Yeah, I'll just figure out how long it'll take for GAA. Maybe I can finish it next month. And then... But that's pretty much all Ace Attorney games. I think the only one I'm missing, I'm going to have to ask how to play, because that's on 3DS specifically, or DS specifically. But yeah. All right. Till another time. I'll catch me at Worlds or whatever. Bye-bye.